Choice is simple, rock solid.
Rock solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
Getting it right every day.
92.5 Fox News.
Well, your favorite parts of church are coming back this year. Dr. Anthony Fauci says hugging, handshaking, praising, and singing will be able to come back safely in the fall. Now, of course, that's based off the country's massive efforts to get people vaccinated. And to be able to have full service come back, Dr. Fauci says at least 70% of the population should be vaccinated.
Today, you have another opportunity to get help putting food on the table. St. Matthew's House is hosting a food distribution. It's at the Fairway Bible Church, which is on the Lord's Way in Naples, and that will run from 1 to 2 this afternoon. If you cannot make today's distribution, don't worry. There are several different locations scheduled throughout the week. Head to the Wake News app, and we've posted this top story in the 3, so you can click on it.
In just hours, one of your elected officials will receive an honor for his role in protecting our environment. The Conservancy of Southwest Florida will honor Representative Francis Rooney with the Eagle Award. The Conservancy's award is the highest presented to an individual or group, and it's meant to commemorate work and actions to protect the environment and quality of life in Southwest Florida.
A city saying goodbye to its leader. In just hours, late Cape Coral Mayor Joe Coviello will be laid to rest. How his friends are remembering him.
Also ahead at 6 o'clock with 24 hours to go, tensions are high in our nation's capital. We'll take you live there as the FBI and military make sure things stay peaceful for the inauguration.
Plus, the push to get companies to pay you to take the COVID-19 vaccine. What exactly some employers are now doing to motivate their workforce to get the shot.
Mom and Dad, don't forget that jacket for the kids this morning, waking up very chilly. So will we see a warm up and when? Matt Devitt's in next.
.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Most people are coming in because they have a problem and they have all kinds of hopes and aspirations and things they want to do. And they're finally walking into the Good Feet store. I'm ready to dive in there and help them find a solution to their problem.
You're listening to Beth, an arch support specialist at the Good Feet store.
So this woman walks in. She's literally got tears coming out of her eyes. I'm going to Turkey. I'm going to be walking and walking and walking. I've wanted to go there my entire life. I can't walk and I don't know what to do. So help me. And I helped her.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people live the life they love without letting their feet get in the way.
She called me and told me what a wonderful time she had on her trip, was virtually pain-free, that I had literally saved her life. I'm gonna cry. You just can't replace that.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
Hello, I'm Dr. D'Amico. When going to the dentist, I know you have a lot of choices, but I would like to invite you to my office. We do cleanings and fillings, plus crowns, dentures, and implants, all in one location. So call me, Dr. D'Amico, for our new patient specials, 234-5284. That's 234-5284. Do you need a denture? Well, I have a denture lab on site, which means that you can have a new denture in just a few days. If you go anywhere else, it will take a few months. That's right, a few months to get your new denture. Do you need dental implants? If you need one implant or a full mouth of implants, don't just go to any dentist. Have your implants done by somebody who performs implant surgery every day. Do you already have an estimate for needed dental work? Don't have your dental work done without a second opinion, especially implant treatment. So call and ask for our radio specials for new patient exam, dentures, and especially implants. Don't regret not getting a second opinion. Call me, Dr. D'Amico. I want to help. 234-5284. That's 234-5284. License DN 15639.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. At New South, we are determined to build the best Florida window. Energy-efficient windows that stand up to heat and hurricanes. We call it the ultimate Florida window. Factory direct and guaranteed for life. New South has installed tens of thousands of windows across the state and has been named one of the fastest growing window companies in the nation. And that is why we're New South proud.
Going on now. Save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 6 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
For President-elect Biden's inauguration tomorrow, there are roadblocks, checkpoints, and more than 20,000 National Guard troops.
The acting Defense Secretary Chris Miller says they're taking no chances, including vetting those troops.
Fox's Griff Jenkins.
The Washington Post reports this morning the FBI warned law enforcement agencies of a potential threat from, quote, lone wolves and adherents to the far-right group QAnon, who have, quote, indicated they plan to come to Washington for President-elect Joe Biden's swearing-in ceremony. The Post also reporting the FBI says it has observed people downloading and sharing maps of sensitive locations in Washington.
This nearly 2 weeks after the deadly attack at the Capitol. Later today, the president-elect will take part in a memorial to those who died of the coronavirus, which could top 400,000 today in the U.S. 400 lights will shine around the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool. Cities and towns across America urged to join in at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. In his last full day in office, President Trump's expected to issue up to 100 pardons or sentence commutations. He's already issued a proclamation that would lift travel restrictions on those coming to the U.S. from the U.K. and Europe and Brazil because new rules mandate passengers have negative COVID tests.
The incoming Biden administration quickly stepped on this idea. Press Secretary Jen Psaki tweeting, quote, with the pandemic worsening and more contagious variants emerging around the world, this is not the time to be lifting restrictions on international travel.
Fox's Trey Yings. To sheriff's deputies dead in Sacramento, California, killed along with a police dog after a traffic stop led to a chase earlier this morning. The suspect also died in the shootout. In Toledo, Ohio, police got into a standoff with a suspect wanted for vandalizing a cathedral, and then he came out firing.
I'm sad to say that Officer Brandon Stalker was struck once and has passed away.
Toledo Police Chief George Krall, the gunman, was shot and injured. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News traffic.
Good Tuesday morning. Pine Island Road is slowing down heading west of Santa Barbara towards Nicholas Parkway. There's also a delay on Hancock Ridge Parkway east to Cultural Park Boulevard. It doesn't last for any longer than about a quarter mile. We're great on Del Prado if you're heading north and south between Veterans and Cape Coral Parkway. Also, we look great on Skyline, Santa Barbara, as well as Chiquita. Now, if you are heading out of the Cape, still only a 2-minute commute on both bridges into Fort Myers. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News. Now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a chillier morning with temperatures in the 40s and 50s, a nice rebound for our beautiful sunny forecast as we go throughout your Tuesday. High temperature of 74 degrees, nice and dry. We do dip back down into the 40s and 50s for your Wednesday, then sunshine and high clouds for your Wednesday afternoon with highs in the mid-70s. Pretty quiet weather pattern all the way towards the weekend until we hit Sunday, Monday, where a few showers are possible. Nothing major, as a warming trend will start to really kick in with lower 80s on the way for next week. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Plug into the power. 92.5 Fox News.
Right. All along.
Rocket Mortgage is giving away two $500,000 prizes during the Super Bowl 55 that could be used to buy your dream house. See rules and enter for free today at rocketmortgagesquares.com.
Attention, Southwest Florida. Are you ready for this? Only Naples Nissan has been authorized to continue offering the full original MSRP for your trade-in. The factory warned us to end the offer, but after record-breaking sales in 2020, we've been approved to continue running it. If your trade-in is a 2014 or newer with less than 80,000 miles on it, regardless of where you purchased it from, only Naples Nissan will pay you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Hundreds of new Nissan models to choose from. All backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Pick out your favorite and get full details at naplesnissan.com today. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
It's the 54th Annual Naples Boat Show, Thursday, January 21st to Sunday, January 24th, in 2 great locations. On land at the Naples Airport and in water at the Naples City Dock. Check out nearly 150 exhibitors from around the world with boats of every type and style, from flats boats, center console and bay boats, to cabin cruisers, yachts, and mega yachts. Plus, check out the great deals on a wide variety of accessories, equipment, gear, and services for boaters at the Nautical Market, as well as food trucks and fun kids activities all weekend long. There's something for everyone at the Naples Boat Show, Thursday, January 21st to Sunday, January 24th. On land at South Terminal parking at the Naples Airport and in water at Naples City Dock. Enjoy free parking and shuttle transportation to and from the Naples Airport and Naples City Dock. Kids are free with a paid accompanying adult. For more information or to buy tickets in advance, log on to naplesboatshow.org. Hosted by the Marine Industries Association of Collier County.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau. You can count on us for great service. You can count on us to get it done. You can count on us for a price that's fair. The quality is second to none. For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. That is the talk and text line. We stream live if you want to watch. A couple of locations. Hey, if you want to check this out, drewsteele.com. Just go to drewsteele.com. And there you can watch the program as well, even on your smart device, on your phone, on your tablet, wherever you are. DrewSteele.com. You can go there and watch this very program, or you can go to Facebook at Drew Steele Radio, Facebook.com/Drew Steele Radio. Either location will give you this fine program, as some have said. I didn't. I mean, I'm saying it. I'm repeating those that said it because it would not be very humble to say that this is a fine program if it was just coming. Hey, Jake, how are you this morning? Jake's looking a little chilly today. You can't actually see him, but he looks like it's certainly weather where you should be looking the way you look, which is all bundled up. You look snug.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not ridiculous. It's wintertime. It's a good thing, as my mom used to say to me. As she would tuck me in as a little child, she would say, "You look snug as a bug in a rug. Come here, come here. Snug as a bug in a rug." And tuck you in. What? Why are you shaking your head? Jake's shaking his head like that.
I forgot to turn the heat on last night. I woke up this morning, it was 68 degrees
yes.
in my house.
Well, that's a problem. Yeah, it's, for those who are visiting Southwest Florida, who are laughing right now, who are mocking us for being all bundled up and chilly because the house is 68 degrees, whereas some of you are like, up north, 62 is where we usually keep the house. Hey, good for you. But that's not us. But listen, when you come here and you enjoy the weather and then you're here for 30 plus years like I've been here, boy, I don't know if the blood thinning thing is real. I don't know what it is. All I know is, just like everybody else, you get that little tinge, that little bit of cold, and that's all you need. 75, you're wearing a sweater. Most cases, right?
I'll wear 2.
Jake wears 2. Take that to heart, or not. All right, some of the things we're going to touch on today. Hey, make America California again. Who's up for that? Who's ready to make America California again? Now, for those that are looking at me and saying, "How dare you say that? How could you possibly have those words coming out of your mouth? What are you thinking?" It's certainly you're joking. I mean,
not a joke.
Yeah, it's not a joke. It's not my words. The LA Times, not an opinion piece, not one of these things where it's like, hey, we got a thought here, and we wanted to put this out there. No, the LA Times is, in their politics section, it is blazing. Staff writer Evan Halper, he's a staff writer, so this isn't even, we're thinking about this, an opinion piece. It may possibly happen, it would be interesting to see. No. Make America California again. That's Biden's plan. That is the headline. So the lead here is pretty simple. Make America California again. You better be ready, because that's what this administration coming in is going to try to do, hitting the ground running as of what? Right after the inauguration tomorrow. That's where we're going. Now, the good news and the silver lining, like I mentioned yesterday, and like I'm going to continue to mention here, is that not all is lost. Certainly, if you are a Democrat, if you're the media, if you're the left in this country, you are hopeful. You are, I would say prayerful, but I don't know what or who you pray to. So that's not really fair. Oh, I know that wasn't fair either. Sorry. But anyway, let's cross our fingers. If you're a Democrat or liberal, that's exactly what's going to happen. And there are de facto policies. But again, the silver lining here is this. You got time to stop this. We're going to see these things push through early and often, unlike what Obama tried to do in 2008 when he had the same situation coming into office. And you remember there were people that were saying, come on, let's go. There's more you can do while you have Congress. There's more you can do. Don't focus on one thing. Let's do it all. And this administration is not going to let that happen early and often. And there will be pushback. But again, 2022 is right now happening. The election for 2022 is just around the corner. Here in the state and locally, we have an opportunity to turn this around. We have the opportunity as long as we vet candidates, as long as we primary people that we know are squishy and soft and we've had enough of, and are not willing to ideologically fight and go to Tallahassee and be there on for our county commission or school board or whatever the case may be, that we're going to vet you like nobody's business, and we're going to make sure that we put our money where our mouth is, our votes where our fingers are, our thoughts where our... I'm not good at analogies. You know what I'm saying, though. So there is opportunity to change as long as you're willing to do the hard work. And sometimes the hard work is not about holding your nose and being like, oh, this is the better of two. I'm not a big better of two evil person. I'm more like, let's not allow the evil to get in. Let's stop that in its tracks to begin with. So there's that. We're going to get to some details and something that I've said many times on this program if you've listened. I've always found it interesting that Barack Obama is the one president in our lifetime that didn't decide that after D.C. was done, he's done with D.C. and he was out. Why is it that Barack Obama never left D.C.? Has anybody ever questioned that? Like, doesn't that seem odd to people? I mean, if you don't want to be... If you're not going to be involved in the process anymore, if you're not going to be there as president of the United States, if you don't have the influence in D.C., isn't it time to go home? Isn't it time to get back to your birthplace or to your home or to what our founders believed the federal government was going to be, right? The citizenry would serve and then you'd go back to your communities. Why is it that he never left? I was going to wait until I jumped into this, but I don't want to wait because there are questions. After 4 years of being relentlessly targeted by a Republican president who worked overtime to bait, punish, and marginalize California and everything it represents, the state has suddenly set a stage again in Washington's policy arena. This is from the LA Times. This is the story about Make America California again. California is emerging as a de facto policy think tank of the Biden-Harris administration and of a Congress soon to be under Democrat control. That's rekindling past cliches about the state. Incubator of innovation, premier laboratory of democracy, land of big ideas, communists. I threw the communist part in there. That's not really what it says, but that's what we're all thinking. Even as it struggles with surging COVID-19 infections, a safety net frayed by the pandemic's toll, crushing housing costs and wildfires, all fueling an exodus of residents. That paragraph is so amazing because in that paragraph, we're told that California is where everything starts, the ingenuity, the innovation, laboratories of democracy, all of this. Laboratory of democracy, it's a one-party state. There is no laboratory of democracy. It's one size fits all. And then at the same time, They're talking about all the things that the governor in the state has failed to accomplish to do, like helping with the struggling, surging COVID-19 infections. Well, you know, we have been able to see a rise in infections here in the state of Florida, but it sure feels like we're trying to sort of kind of get back to business, doesn't it? In California, they have the most draconian lockdowns, and yet they've got it worse than we do. How's that possible? There's no place the incoming administration is leaning on more heavily for inspiration in setting a progressive policy agenda. Listen, they admit it. They go into Kamala Harris, soon to be vice president. There's never anybody from California on the Democrat side that ever gets to be vice president, let alone even on a ticket that's winning. And they're super excited. But again, I go back to this other issue, which to me is fascinating. And I've mentioned it to you on numerous occasions. And I ask you, why is it? Why is it that Barack Obama never left D.C.? Who does that? Nobody does that. And it seemed like it was obvious. And I was so happy over the weekend. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was over the weekend that Maria Bartiromo on her great program, Sunday Morning Futures, was reminding her viewers of what Devin Nunes said over the summer. I think it was in November, when he asked the same question that I was asking at the same time and even before. We've talked about this. Listen to this. He said the same thing I said.
I would just point out to your viewers that President Obama is the only president that I know that only moved about a mile from the White House, set up shop, has all of his people there. So it's not just about how this is the first president that oversaw using a political campaign, using the FBI and DOJ to open an investigation into your rival campaign. That's as big of a fraud as you get in the history of the United States of America. So he's not giving up power.
Yeah, he's not. Why is he still there? And people have said, well, clearly he aims to have an influence over policy. How do you do that? How do you have an influence over policy when you don't have the presidency and you only have the House and you don't have the Senate? You build towards something completely different. And you build toward a president and a Congress, both in Democrat control. And then once you're there, you get a say in what happens. Now, all of this sounds outrageous, but let's take a break. And when we come back, I'm going to play audio from Ric Grenell, who was on with Maria Bartiromo, who makes the point. Yeah, somebody else is running the show, everybody. That's the feeling right now. This isn't outrageous. This isn't like conservatives need to be shut down in their voices because this is something you can't listen to. This is, again, the need to be deprogrammed. You know, no. These are legitimate questions that people ask, and it's legitimate to do that in a country where we're free to express ourselves for the time being. All right. It is Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. You can watch us on our website, drewsteele.com. If you go to drewsteele.com now, you can watch there, and you can even watch on your phone, on your tablet, wherever you are there, drewsteele.com. And you can go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Drew Steele Radio. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along. Traffic, here's Sabrina Katz.
Traffic is very slow on Davis Road. This is north and south between Iona and McGregor Boulevard. The average speed is only around 14 miles per hour. Also, Colonial Boulevard is starting to slow down just east of 6 Mile heading to I-75. Delays as well downtown Fort Myers on Ford heading north to Edison Avenue. Now, if you are on the interstate, there is a disabled vehicle just north of Alico Road as you're heading towards Daniels Parkway. If you are heading this way, really just make sure to be cautious and tap on those brakes. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a chillier start to your Tuesday morning with 40s and 50s, a nice rebound, 74 degrees, a beautiful sunny forecast as we go throughout the day. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
92.5 FoxNews.com.
This Fox News business report is presented by Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions Incorporated, providing organic and botanical pest control solutions since 2011.
Go what?
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The stock market reopens today after being closed Monday for the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. For the first time, a state is looking to buy COVID vaccines directly from drug maker Pfizer. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo wants to bypass the feds and get vaccine doses on his own. If you've ever dreamed of hitting the open road in the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile, Kraft Heinz may have the job for you.
Oh, I'd love to be an Oscar Mayer Wiener.
Kraft Heinz is hiring a team of hot doggers who will be Oscar Mayer brand ambassadors and drive the famous Wienermobile from coast to coast, meeting and greeting fans at more than 200 events for a year. The 27-foot hot dog on wheels back on the road after pausing drives last March because of the coronavirus pandemic. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jill Nato, invested in you.
With the new president, so much is happening in Washington. Now, millions are turning to Newsmax TV, your trusted news source. They're going online to Newsmax.com for breaking news and downloading the free Newsmax app on their smartphones. Newsmax TV is on all major cable systems. If you don't get Newsmax, call your cable operator or watch it free on Roku, YouTube, Apple TV, Xumo, Pluto, and smart TVs like Samsung and LG. Newsmax is real news for real people. Start watching.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and we've got my friend Dave Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters in Naples, on the phone. And Dave, I got to tell you, the selection of floor coverings of Floor Meisters, unbelievable, fantastic. I've seen it myself, and the choices are there. But what we really want to talk about today is this Dreamweaver line of carpets. Talk about it.
I'll tell you what, Drew, this is the hottest thing since 5-buckle overshoes. We're just selling the heck out of it. Comes in 9 different patterns, 12 colors to a pattern. It has 8 warranties, and it even includes steps. The stain warranty will take care of wine, mud, and even pet accidents. So this is perfect for Jake.
Yeah, perfect for Jake, and perfect for me, and perfect for you, too. If you haven't been to the Floor Meisters, really owe it to yourself to visit their store, see their selection of Dreamweaver carpets. It's there at 6281 Naples Boulevard, next to Costco. And whether it's carpet, tile, laminate, or hardwood flooring, they have it all. So give them a call today at 239-596-4964 or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Divorce can be complicated, even more so if there are children involved. If you're a father and want to protect your rights, consider Cordell & Cordell. As a partner men can count on, they have helped men with matters like these for 30 years. Visit CordellCordell.com to learn more.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Miami area attorneys. Online at CordellCordell.com. Se habla español. Legal services available in English and Spanish. Cordell & Cordell, Miami, Florida. Lisa Carges, Florida resident partner. Announcers are not licensed attorneys.
With the new president, so much is happening in Washington. Now, millions are turning to Newsmax TV, your trusted news source. They're going online to Newsmax.com for breaking news and downloading the free Newsmax app on their smartphones. Newsmax TV is on all major cable systems. If you don't get Newsmax, call your cable operator or watch it free on Roku, YouTube, Apple TV, Xumo, Pluto, and smart TVs like Samsung and LG. Newsmax is real news for real people. Start watching today.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592. Seeing all the texts coming in if you want to call as well. Streaming live if you want to watch at Drew Steele. You can go to at Drew Steele Radio on Facebook, facebook.com/Drew Steele Radio. You can go to my website, drewsteele.com. If you go to drewsteele.com, you can watch on your phone, on your tablet, wherever you are. So drewsteele.com. You can go there right now and watch as well each and every day. All right, so what was I talking about before? California, making America California again. Also, the comments about whether or not Barack Obama ever left the scene. It was something that Devin Nunes said back in November. And Ric Grenell was on, the former acting director of National Intelligence, was on with Maria Bartiromo. And they were talking about the fact that there's kind of like this shadow president that's going to be there with the incoming Biden administration. And he explains that Susan Rice is pretty close to what's going on here, everybody.
So Susan Rice has been tapped to do domestic policy. And what is really interesting about that is she's got no experience in domestic policy. She is going to be somebody who is incredibly influential. Remember that she was National Security Advisor, so she knows that entire apparatus. We were told that she wanted to be Secretary of State in the Obama administration. They were making moves towards that, but she didn't have the votes, so they backed off on that. And so I think the reality is she's going to be running foreign policy, domestic policy. She's probably extremely happy that Kamala Harris is going to be preoccupied with the Senate, trying to manage 50-50, being the 101st senator there, and won't have a lot of time to get into policy issues. So I think you need to watch Susan Rice very closely. She will be the shadow president.
That's Ric Grenell, and he was on Maria Bartiromo's program over the weekend, former acting director of National Intelligence. Might know a thing or two of what's going on in the swamp and on the inside, but that question remains, everybody. Why is it that Barack Obama never left Washington, D.C.? Why is it that every single person that has been close to the Obama administration in the past is now making their way in and then some into this administration? And I think it's pretty clear that what we're going to see is making America California again, as the LA Times is putting it. The de facto policy think tank, where they're going to get ideas and more progressive than you think. That there's going to be a situation here where everybody knows what's going on. You know that when it comes to Joe Biden, somebody who, when he was being asked about his HHS secretary nominee from California, Javier Becerra, and he was introducing Javier Becerra, you remember Joe Biden.
For Secretary of Health and Education Service, I nominated Javier Becerra. Javier Becerra, excuse me.
Yeah, it's a simple mistake. It's a simple, you know as well as anybody else does about Joe Biden and his acuity to be on target when it comes to names, places, dates, things.
We choose truth over facts.
Sayings. All the more clear for people to look at and say, well, hold on a second. There's too many things that seem to be working out where it feels like, to Ric Grenell's point and to others, that, man, you got a shadow president behind the scenes. You have somebody who's really going to be running the show, and Susan Rice and that connection with Barack Obama, and it's Obama 2.0. I know, it's crazy. Conservatives, I'll tell you what, the media is right. We just got to shut them down. You can't have your voice out there. I'm not allowed to even say these things or suggest it. We can't even debate it. Yes, we can. Why don't we do that coming up?
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. I'm Alan with Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions. My 6 years of service to my country taught me a lot about integrity, trust, and getting the job done and getting it done right. I have integrated much of my Army training into the business. And I mean integrated. I'm actually standing here recording in my fatigues. I understand that it may seem that there are more pest control companies than bugs, but our company is very different. A lot of pest control companies are what we call spray jockeys. You see bugs, and they just come and spray. You see more bugs, so they spray more. My team's approach consists of understanding what's causing the bugs to come in. Sometimes it's something as simple as caulking or patching holes. Spraying is not always the answer. If you're tired of the spray jockeys and want real pest control solutions, call us, Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions, today at 595-4867. That's 595-4867. Now serving Marco, Naples, Bonita, and Estero.
You probably know Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano for car accidents and other personal injury matters. But did you know they have attorneys who specialize in many other areas of the law? Whether you're in need of creating or updating your will and testament, or need advice about divorce or child custody, they have an attorney for you. And unlike the all-too-familiar competitors, at Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano, you'll be meeting directly with the attorney handling your matter, not some coordinator or case manager looking to increase their numbers. Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano. They've been serving you for over 35 years. Have a family law question? Are you seeking a divorce or have child custody issues you need resolved? Do you need assistance with dividing property? At Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano, their attorneys can walk you through this difficult process as the needed advocate to protect your legal rights. They've been here for you in the past, they're here today, and will be here for you tomorrow. LDTlaw.com. Offices Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Naples.
It's Kaylee Kobe at Kobe Coin. It's been almost 5 minutes since you have heard an air conditioning company commercial all day long. Blah, blah, blah. So how do you pick the best? First, only pick a company with NATE certified mechanics. Next, the license holder should also be the owner, not some random license. And you want someone who has stood the test of time. In other words, you want Kobe Cooling.
When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949. And now offering Kobe's exclusive brand, the Florida Reserve. Call and ask us about a 10-year guarantee with no hassle warranties.
Is foot pain making your life miserable? The Good Feet store specializes in foot pain relief. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers. Or stop in for a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. President Trump orders some overseas coronavirus travel restrictions lifted next week, but they'll stay in place anyway with President-elect Biden taking office tomorrow.
President Trump issued a proclamation saying as of January 26th, he was going to end restrictions on travelers coming into the U.S. from the UK, the European Union, and Brazil. But Jen Psaki, the spokesperson for President-elect Biden, sent out tweets saying on advice of their medical team, restrictions are staying in place for now.
Fox's Jill Nato. Hillary Clinton wants to know if President Trump was giving Russian President Vladimir Putin updates during the riots at the Capitol.
She spoke about it with Nancy Pelosi on her podcast.
I would love to see his phone records to see whether he was talking to Putin the day that the insurgents invaded our Capitol.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi thinks the investigation is appropriate and says that there is support for it in Congress.
Fox's Carly Shimkus. America's listening to Fox News.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic is very slow on Davis Road. This is north and south between Iona and McGregor Boulevard. The average speed is only around 14 miles per hour. Also, Colonial Boulevard is starting to slow down just east of 6 Mile heading to I-75. Delays as well downtown Fort Myers on Ford heading north to Edison Avenue. Now, if you are on the interstate, there is a disabled vehicle just north of Alico Road as you're heading towards Daniels Parkway. If you are heading this way, really just make sure to be cautious and tap on those brakes. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a chillier morning with temperatures in the 40s and 50s, a nice rebound for our beautiful sunny forecast as we go throughout your Tuesday. High temperature of 74 degrees, nice and dry. We do dip back down into the 40s and 50s for your Wednesday, then sunshine and high clouds for your Wednesday afternoon with highs in the mid-70s. Pretty quiet weather pattern all the way towards the weekend until we hit Sunday, Monday, where a few showers are possible. Nothing major as a warming trend will start to really kick in with lower 80s on the way for next week. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Drive the lefties at work crazy with the facts. Get up to speed. Mornings with Drew Steele.
92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $77 off any repair.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Capel here, serial entrepreneur. My second business was open 6 days a week, and I worked from home the 7th day. I maintained that ridiculous schedule for 8 years. One Saturday morning in 1999, I woke up late for work and was greeted by my 6-year-old.
Oh, hi, Dad. Why aren't you at work?
I answered, because it's Saturday. He said,
Oh, thanks for visiting, Dad.
His words pierced my heart. I had become a workaholic. It was decision time. What's more important, family or work? I chose family, and I stopped working 7 days a week. That's why I created Patriot Software, so entrepreneurs can run their payroll in minutes, which gives more time for their families. Go to PatriotSoftware.com. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of payroll processing free. That's PatriotSoftware.com.
Attention, Southwest Florida. Are you ready for this? only Naples Nissan has been authorized to continue offering the full original MSRP for your trade-in. The factory warned us to end the offer, but after record-breaking sales in 2020, we've been approved to continue running it. If your trade-in is a 2014 or newer with less than 80,000 miles on it, regardless of where you purchased it from, only Naples Nissan will pay you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Hundreds of new Nissan models to choose from, all backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Pick out your favorite and get full details at naplesnissan.com today. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Doesn't the sound of owning a new home have a nice ring to it? What about a new home that's only 15 minutes from downtown Fort Myers? What about a new home only 15 minutes from downtown and priced from the 500s to the 800s? At River Hall, you can own your little piece of the planet with move-in ready homes today from Greenpoint Homes. Your new home is calling, inviting you to live the good life, starting now. And River Hall is where it all starts. A true paradise. River Hall is one of the Gulf Coast's most exclusive master-planned communities, with homes priced from the 500s to the 800s. Upscale country club living complete with a Davis Love III Championship golf course. All waiting for you. Here's to finally finding the perfect place. Here's to home. River Hall is just east of Fort Myers in the River Shores District. Come see model homes now. Visit liveriverhall.com.
How many client portfolios is your investment advisor responsible for? Is yours one of hundreds? Or perhaps your financial institution has just been acquired by yet another firm, and the team you've known for years is suddenly gone. At the Sanibel Captiva Trust Company and its division, the Naples Trust Company, our portfolio management team is local and care for a proper ratio of account relationships designed to give you the highest possible attention and an asset allocation that is best for you and your goals. Another key factor is that all of our employees are owners in the trust company through an employee stock ownership plan. So we have no interest in being acquired, and more importantly, we have a vested interest in seeing our clients as happy as we are. Are you ready for a better experience? Contact us at the Sanibel Captiva Trust Company or the Naples Trust Company. Visit sancaptrustco.com to discover the difference.
Not FDIC insured. All investments involve risk and are not guaranteed.
Are you ready to embark on your healthcare journey? At Millennium Physician Group, we want you, our patient, to be in good health always. That's why we created our Destination Health New Patient Program. It's all about partnering with your primary care provider to achieve the best healthcare outcome for you. Now, are you ready for the journey of your life? Connect with Millennium Physician Group and be on your way to Destination Health. Call 844-CALL-MPG. 844-CALL-MPG, millenniumphysician.com.
Kennedy at 3 and drive home with Trey Radel at 5. Now, back to Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Things I didn't know until I moved to Australia. Living in America, you'd always hear this one Australian slang, throw some shrimp on the Barbie. I feel like after moving to Australia, my childhood was a lie because A, I've never had shrimp on the Barbie here. 2, Australians don't even call shrimp shrimp. They call them prawns. I'm upset. I'm a huge tea fanatic. I'll have it breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack time, whatever. And I would just call it a cup of tea back home. In Australia, you call it a cuppa. Like, oh, I'm gonna go have a cuppa. Like, how cute is that? In America, the time afternoon is just called afternoon, whereas in Australia, you would call it the arvo.
Like, okay, so there's an American woman who moves to Australia, and she's all upset because in Australia, they never say shrimp on the Barbie, and then she's complaining about other things that they say there that are so cute, and it's like, America, we don't have those kind of cute little things. It's, I'm almost feeling like I'm glad this girl is in Australia. She should have moved to Australia. Good for you. Move to Australia. I'm sorry that do you have any idea shrimp on the Barbie? You know what that is?
I mean, I've heard the term before.
Okay.
But I didn't think that as soon as I pulled in, flew into Australia, there's going to be
We had no idea that as soon as you pull into Australia, there's some 18-year-old going, And like I moved to Australia, like, and then nobody says shrimp on the Barbie, like, and it's like I don't even know, like, what am I gonna do? I mean, I had no idea. Like, what is wrong with you people?
I'm pretty sure there's more important things.
There's plenty more important. I just had to bring this up for two reasons. Number one, because I knew that Jake had heard shrimp on the Barbie before, and do you know the most famous place where you can find the term shrimp on the Barbie?
No clue.
Okay, have you ever heard of Paul Hogan? Okay, so in the 80s, there was,
Wow, that was a lot.
Okay, so like way before you were born, there was this guy named Paul Hogan who used to do these commercials for Australia, and then they had a movie, and I forget what the movie was called.
America, you look like you need a holiday. In the land of wonder.
Yeah.
The land down under.
Yeah.
Now, there's a few things I've got to warn you about. Firstly, you're going to get wet because the place is surrounded by water. Oh.
Okay.
And you're going to have to learn to say good day. Because every day's a good day in Australia.
Not really.
G'day, Paul.
G'day, love. Apart from that, no worries. You'll have the time of your life in Australia.
Yeah.
Of course, we talk the same language. Although you lot do have a funny accent. Come on. Come and say g'day. I'll slip an extra shrimp on the Barbie for you.
That's what he said. I'll put an extra shrimp on the Barbie for like. So this guy's making up things that they say all the time in Australia, apparently. And the girl is like, I can't believe it. So I moved to Australia, like, and then nobody says shrimp on the Barbie. And it's like, I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
So what would it be for us?
Well, that's what I was gonna. You are so far ahead of me. So I just thought before we get into more serious topics about destruction, the loss of our, of our freedom of speech and our freedoms, and I just thought I would ask this question: what do we have? Oh, Crocodile. Thank you, Charlie. Crocodile Dundee. That was the movie. You ever hear of Crocodile Dundee?
I've heard of it.
Okay, that's that guy. All right.
Never seen the movie.
So, yeah, I wonder what do we have?
You want to know? I know exactly what it is.
So what we have here in Southwest Florida, like what's our saying? If you come to Southwest Florida, what's the word? Like what is in Southwest Florida? What's our shrimp on the Barbie? Do we even have one? 239-479-5592 if you want to text or call, either way. By the way, if you want to watch this program, drewsteele.com, you can go to my website, and right there you can watch on your phone, you can watch on your mobile device, your iPad, whatever. You can take me with you all around Southwest Florida. So you can watch at drewsteele.com, or you can always go to facebook.com/drewsteeleradio. We don't have one. We just have to come up with something.
Maybe not one for like Florida as a whole, but I think we have one for America. Would you like fries with that?
Would you like fries with that? Okay. I'm moving on. I'm really moving on. All right. Let's just get away from this. I'm looking at the news press, the news press where you can certainly find out what, the news press, sorry. Some in Southwest Florida flee the GOP in the wake of U.S. Capitol attack. Flee. Like they're running for the hills. They're leaving the GOP in droves. It's that's what we were doing. Oh, it's just some in Southwest Florida. How many is it exactly? I guess somebody was letting me know on the text line that they read this article, and I guess it's what they're claiming there were 500 people. What did they do? Did the news press reach out to 500 people, and they called each and every one of them the sum? To see, they changed party affiliation. And according to an FGCU professor, the Capitol ordeal was the last straw. That's it. Now, that's interesting. If you're here in Southwest Florida, and I wonder if you're one of the 500 or so that changed your party affiliation. Number one, I wonder where you were before. Like as far as the party affiliation is concerned, were you somebody who was, are you a Trump supporter and the supporter of the MAGA movement? And somebody who believes in the policies that the president was putting in place, or are you a member of the GOP? Seems to be a big difference these days. I'm just asking because if the Republican Party thinks that dismissing you as a Trump supporter and saying that you are no longer part of this party, and we're moving on, and there's some other things that we need to think about, and other people that we need to bring in as a whole and to join together. If you're starting to think that that's where the party needs to go, and you're dismissing Trump supporters, yeah, I'm not sure you really want to do that. I'm just saying. I know that there are people that have been frustrated with the president and and how he tweets and the way he talks and I don't know, the way he walks, the way he dresses. I don't know, fill in all the blanks that you want. But I mentioned this to Steve Moore, the author of the book Trumponomics and who was part of the administration early on, helping with the economics and the plan there that the president, the administration was putting together. And, you know, he's upset about the president and how, I forget how he phrased it, that in the later days of the administration, I guess it's a screw came loose, I think is the way he put it. But I made the case that, listen, messengers are flawed all the time. Just look at the Bible. But if the message is right, and if the policies are right, you can't throw them all out. Can you imagine if they did that in the Bible? It's like, I can't listen to those individuals in the Bible because look at how flawed they are. I'm just going to dismiss it altogether. You know, like it's kind of like reading the Bible, and as you're reading it, you're like, yeah, I'm not really sure about that. I'm trying to think of how it pertains to me and today, and whether or not I want to do it. Let's see if the next verse gets any better. I'm just saying. Just putting that out there. All right. So having said all of that, yeah, I wonder how many of you are looking at that, looking at the news press and saying people flee. They were fleeing. Hey, we're Democrats. Because the news press says some in Southwest Florida flee GOP in wake of the U.S. Capitol attack. And according to what people are texting me that they've read this article, it's like 500 people. And, an FGCU professor, we go to FGCU for a professor to say it was the last straw for them. I guess he's being objective. I mean, it's, the way academia is in the country. I always wonder about every individual and their motivation, where they're coming from. But having said that, I wonder if the news press decided to run out and to talk to Democrats and to see whether they were fleeing the party during the summer when Antifa and BLM rioting and destroying property and going after federal buildings in places like Seattle and siege of areas like Chaz and in certain communities, and nobody was pushing back because it was righteous. I wonder how many Democrats, I wonder if the news press went to go find those people. Oh, did they not flee? Is that what your suggestion is? So the Democrats were all cool with all of that. See, and I bring this up because, for a couple of different reasons. Number one, because this is the flavor that we're getting here in Southwest Florida. This is the vibe that we get. That supposedly, I guess, because a couple of people decided to. I love the word "flee" the GOP. Like they're running for the hills. I gotta go. Like that visual. That we see that. I just think it's fascinating because did anybody question Democrats when they were doubling down on how righteous, BLM and Antifa over the summer and some of the things that were happening in the rioting and the destruction of property and private property and everything that was happening? They didn't go anywhere, did they? The news press didn't even bother to ask anybody in Southwest Florida whether or not they were leaving the Democrats, fleeing the Democrat Party because of all that and the acceptance of what was going on. No, that was righteous. Big difference. Huge difference. Huge. All right? I'm just asking the questions. I'm also fascinated in asking the questions about the Democrat Party, and maybe some of you Democrats that are watching at drewsteele.com, at the website. If you're watching, we appreciate that, drewsteele.com. You could watch there or at facebook.com/drewsteeleradio. Were you okay in 2004 when Democrats thought it was fine, okay, cool, righteous? When George W. Bush was reelected for 4 more years and there were questions about election integrity in the Electoral College, how the media went crazy over it. Was it righteous then when you all did that?
Could there be a big pothole on the road to the Bush inaugural? Rumors of a congressional challenge to the election results are picking up steam on the eve of the certification of the Electoral College numbers.
You say it's just a protest, but it does bring attention to the problem of our system when it comes to voting here in the United States.
We've got an electoral system out there that doesn't work. We spend more on prison food in this country than elections.
What they want to do, in part, is to highlight what they call the massive disenfranchisement, as Representative Collier said in the letter that you just presented, of voters in Ohio.
So many voters were disenfranchised, they said, that the Ohio vote and the result of the presidential election are still in doubt.
It goes on and on. It goes on for another minute, thanks to Newsbusters putting that together, and MRC, a great website, newsbusters.org. It goes on and on, the media doing that. Seems like it was cool then, but all of a sudden, we're not allowed to talk about it. And I might make the case that, yeah, you are. You're allowed to talk to and talk specifically about your issues with election integrity and that you still have it. We're not relitigating anything because we never had a chance to litigate. Does that make sense? It's hard to relitigate something that happened when we never had a chance to litigate it to begin with, when we still have lots and lots of questions that remain, and after the fact, we still need to have those questions answered. But yet we're told that if we even dare talk about these questions that we have, that we need to be shut down, our voices need to be stifled, we need to be off of social media, we got to worry about, Donald Trump's got to worry about banks, and he's got to worry about properties, and he has to worry about going to the grocery store next? Is that what we're going to do? We're going to have grocery stores that are going to deny us food because we once supported the president? Is that how that works? I'm not being hyperbolic, I'm being serious. We know what's been happening. I'm just asking the question, how far does this go? And how far is the media willing to go to focus on one side of the issue and one party and one ideology to find anything and everything that they can find that they feel is bad or evil or wrong, when completely ignoring the other side as if that's okay? Some in Southwest Florida flee the GOP in the wake of the U.S. How many? Did you ask them what was their ideology before? Did we dig in? Did you do the same thing with Democrats during the summer? Or was it cool then? Yeah, it was cool then. Stay Break 92.5 Fox News. You could watch at Facebook, facebook.com/Drew Steele Radio, or at the website. You can go to drewsteele.com. Steele has 3 E's, drewsteele.com. You want to watch there as well. And if you like it, let me know. Let us know that you like that you can watch at the website. Because with the website, you can watch on your phone, you can watch on your iPad, you can watch on your Android mobile device, any device that you possibly have. So there you go. All right, let's find out what's happening with traffic up to the minute. Here's Sabrina Katz.
Traffic is very slow on Davis Road. This is north and south between Iona and McGregor Boulevard. The average speed is only around 14 miles per hour. Also, Colonial Boulevard is starting to slow down just east of 6 Mile heading to I-75. Delays as well downtown Fort Myers on Ford heading north to Edison Avenue. Now, if you are on the interstate, there is a disabled vehicle just north of Alico Road as you're heading towards Daniels Parkway. If you are heading this way, really just make sure to be cautious and tap on those brakes. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a chillier start to your Tuesday morning with 40s and 50s, a nice rebound, 74 degrees, a beautiful sunny forecast as we go throughout the day. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devith, Weather Authority.
Senate Majority Leader Tom Puff Daschle, it's a takeoff on rappers' nicknames, just slithered out of his political cave to deliver a stern warning to his fellow Democrats. Puff says that impeaching Trump is a big mistake. With control of the Senate so tenuous, it'll hamper work on crucial issues, and it'll galvanize Trump supporters. Puff says that he would have preferred a censure vote. Now, this proves how out of touch Tom Daschle is with today's Democrat Party. The House Democrats who passed that stupid impeachment article last week don't care about working on crucial issues. Nancy Pelosi made up a coronavirus package for 8 months, or held it up, just to stick it to Trump. She didn't care who got hurt in the process. The last thing these spiteful Democrats worry about is what Trump supporters think. Democrats don't care if the Trump base will be galvanized by this latest impeachment farce. Doesn't matter a bit to them. There are no grown-ups in today's Democrat Party. The only thing the Democrats are interested in is pursuing their abject hatred for Trump and his family. They're not going to let anybody or anything get in their way. They want Trump gone now and forever, and they're intent on making sure he can never run for public office again and nobody gets the idea to try what he tried. This is about satisfying blood, lust, hatred, and making sure this never, ever happens again.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/news. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
You know, for me personally, one of the things I love about Pentair, my water system in my home, is just peace of mind and the confidence that my family and my friends that come over are going to love the way my water tastes. And that's a good thing. Not just the taste, but the hard water drying out your skin and hair, damaging your appliances. It's a reason why it's doing all of that, because of what's in it. Call now for your free multi-point Pentair water test. Find out what your water's doing in your home. You're going to love the way your water tastes with your new Pentair water system like I do. And there's a big difference when you call a Pentair water specialist. Well, what is it? They're all trained, uniformed experts in our city and well water. So they know about what's going on here in Southwest Florida. You can have a wide range of water treatment options right in front of you, and they can install your new Pentair water system for you. Pentair has a new Easy Flow under-counter filtration system that is certified to reduce 99% of lead. And right now, you can save 15% on your whole home water system. 239-880-7799 or book online at PelicanWestFL.com.
Do you promise to love, honor, and cherish, forsaking all others?
I do.
I do.
And now, by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you roommates. Go forth.
That's not the vow you took. But if struggles with CPAP have you and your spouse sleeping in separate rooms, it might be time to look into Inspire. Inspire works inside the body with just the click of a remote. That's right, just a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you. Review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
January is National Organization Month. Yep, there's a National Organization Month. And of course, it should be now, at the start of the year. A fresh chance to create a little more time, sense, and peace in your everyday.
And that is what our master designers at Closet Factory specialize in. Whether it's your closet, home office, or any part of your home that could be more wonderfully, time-savingly organized, discover how simple getting more can be.
Talk to Closet Factory, give us a call, or visit closetfactory.com.
Attention, Southwest Florida. Are you ready for this? Only Naples Nissan has been authorized to continue offering the full original MSRP for your trade-in. The factory warned us to end the offer, but after record-breaking sales in 2020, we've been approved to continue running it. If your trade-in is a 2014 or newer with less than 80,000 miles on it, regardless of where you purchased it from, only Naples Nissan will pay you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Hundreds of new Nissan models to choose from, all backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Pick out your favorite and get full details at naplesnissan.com today. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Our team can help you understand your legal options after an accident. We will file your claim and fight for the full compensation you deserve. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
It's President Trump's last full day in office. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, as Washington, D.C. gets ready for Joe Biden's inauguration tomorrow.
We're getting closer to that number of 25,000 troops on the ground from the National Guard. And the backgrounds are being checked out of an abundance of caution for fear of an insider plot to disrupt the inauguration.
Fox's Mike Tobin. The area around the Capitol secured nearly 2 weeks after the deadly attack there. Elsewhere in D.C.,
in major sections of the city, all the stores, the businesses, the hotels, they are boarded up with plywood as if people are getting ready for a storm. Instead, owners are worried that their windows are going to get smashed. They're trying to keep them safe. Ordinarily, inauguration week is a real boom, especially for restaurants. They say they can make 2 or 3 times the average each night.
Fox's Steve Harrigan. The day before he's sworn in, the president-elect will take part in a memorial for those who died of coronavirus. Almost 400,000 now in the U.S. Fox's Tanya J. Powers has more live.
Dave, the ceremony, hosted by President-elect Joe Biden's inaugural committee, will feature 400 lights in the first-ever lighting around the Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool in Washington, D.C. That's 1 light for every 1,000 Americans lost to COVID-19. Cities and towns across the country are being asked to join, illuminating buildings in a light amber color, ringing church bells at 5:30 Eastern Time today in a national moment of unity and remembrance. Landmarks like the Empire State Building and Seattle's Space Needle among those to be lit. Dave.
Now, Tanya, the president wants to change travel policies to lift restrictions next Tuesday on people flying here from Brazil, the UK, and Europe. But a President-elect Biden spokesperson says they won't implement that at a time of surging COVID cases.
This does come as the CDC said this week that starting on the 26th, all incoming passengers to the United States will be required to show a negative coronavirus test before entering.
That's Fox's Trey Yingst. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News traffic.
Commuting in Collier County right now, not too bad. We're still up to speed on Immokalee Road if you're heading west of 951 to the interstate, only 4 minutes. However, if you are on Pine Ridge Road, there is a slowdown slightly heading eastbound towards Logan Boulevard. You'll just have to tap on the brakes. It's less than a quarter mile. East and westbound stop-and-go slowdowns on Golden Gate Parkway between Santa Barbara and Sunshine Boulevard. Also a busy morning on Sunshine if you're heading south of Green. The Trip to the Minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a chillier morning with temperatures in the 40s and 50s, a nice rebound for our beautiful sunny forecast as we go throughout your Tuesday. High temperature of 74 degrees, nice and dry. We do dip back down into the 40s and 50s for your Wednesday, then sunshine and high clouds for your Wednesday afternoon with highs in the mid-70s. Pretty quiet weather pattern all the way towards the weekend until we hit Sunday, Monday, where a few showers are possible. Nothing major, as a warming trend will start to really kick in with lower 80s on the way for next week. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Get more than what the internet tells you. Get up to speed on The Drive with Trey Radel. Weekdays 5 to 7. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We sell more low-mileage cars and trucks than anyone in Southwest Florida because we have more. Over 300 vehicles in stock with locations in Fort Myers and Tampa. See for yourself at lee-cars.com.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
There is nothing that changes as much as tax law. After all, there have been tax changes, stimulus dollars, changes on the changes, but they're all meant to put more money in your pocket. Don't make a mistake that could cost you thousands. Let EG Tax be your tax interpreter and guide. Come join the EG Tax family at their Naples office across from Tamiami Ford. Call 239-262-2009. That's 262-2009. Or click egtax.com. That's egtax.com.
Pool need a checkup? Call the doctor, the pool doctor.
Hi, Dr. Mark here. Your old pool pump is an energy hog and likely your second greatest user of electricity. We'll install a new Pentair energy-efficient pump, saving you over $500 a year. We're a family company, and for over 40 years, we've been doing business right.
The prescription is the pool doctor for award-winning pool service, repairs, and unheard of $39 diagnostic calls. That's mypooldoctor.com or 239-574-1133. State certified CPC 057088.
This is State Representative Spencer Roach. Did you know that every day 1,000 people move to Florida? Many come from New York, and it's easy to see why. Because Florida does it better. In Florida, we have a balanced budget, term limits, and a part-time legislature. Even though Florida has 3 million more residents, New York's annual budget is twice the size of Florida's. Here in Florida, we have no state income tax and a balanced budget. New York has a state income tax, but is still $13 billion in debt. When COVID hit, New York closed their economy, and it's still closed. But here in Florida, we're open for business. And finally, New York is governed by Democratic Socialists, but Florida's been governed by Republicans for over 3 decades. So if you moved here from New York, welcome home, and remember, the redder the state, the better the state. This is State Representative Spencer Roach. I'm proud to be a Floridian. Sponsored by Friends of Spencer Roach, P.O. Box 3179, North Fort Myers, Florida, 33918.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. I'm so glad that you are choosing this program to listen to start your day. Thank you so much. 239-479-5592. That is the talk and text line. Just so you know, we stream live each and every day. If you want to watch on Facebook, facebook.com/Drew Steele Radio. And now, drewsteele.com. We've got the website right there. It's pretty simple. You just go to drewsteele.com, and there you can watch as well on your mobile device. You want to watch on your phone. You want to watch on the let's say your iPad or your Android or whatever droids you have or whatever aliens you have around the house that will display something for you. Yeah, so drewsteele.com. You can go there. And by the way, if you are watching this program from drewsteele.com, why don't you steal with 3 E's? Jake was joking. He said, why don't you find out who's watching, looking at us from drewsteele.com? Just text 3 E's, E-E-E, just 3-letter E's in the comments section. Not text it, but put it in the comments section just to see that you're there watching from drewsteele.com. And don't ask me. He thought it would be funny, and he needs some joy. Yeah, Drew Steele, Steele. I have to remind people sometimes they just don't know, and that's fair, and that's okay. We also have to remind everybody that according to the news press, you around Southwest Florida, you're fleeing the GOP. You are running as fast as you can. I love that. Here it is. Some in Southwest Florida flee GOP in the wake of U.S. Capitol attack. They're running for the hills, just fleeing like somebody's chasing them. Like if they don't run fast enough, they won't be able to get away from the GOP, which of course begs the question, hey, how many times did the news press decide to go out and ask during the summer whether or not Democrats were fleeing from the party because they were supporting all the Antifa and BLM riots that were happening? Oh, no, that was righteous. That's fine. That's a big difference. If you were somebody who has been part of the GOP, you've been so disappointed with this president, you've been just looking for that one thing that's going to make you, that's just going to set you up. This is it. Enough is enough. We're not allowed to talk about anybody else that was in the Capitol building, like John Sullivan, the BLM supporter, someone who was yelling some obscenities and some of the things that he was yelling inside of the building and how he got arrested. And by the way, he's no longer being held. There's a big question there as to how that works and how there's evidence to show that there were others in the building that were more aligned with Antifa, let's just say, and BLM that ever were with Trump. But we're not allowed to talk about that, everybody. We've moved on. It is water under Nancy Pelosi's bridge. Did I say that? I'm so sorry. That's not kind. That is not proper. And I don't even know if she has 239-479-5592. So we're not allowed to talk about those things. Conservatives being shut down from speech on different platforms. I heard that Parler may be back up again. I have to double check to make sure when Jake gets back into the room, I'm going to ask him that. And of course, the call of many in the media who are saying places like Newsmax and OAN and we really need to concentrate on conservative talk and ideology and how we're going to have to do things to maybe investigate those that would, I don't know, in a creepy way, go against this administration and might have something that they would say about all the things that a Biden-Harris administration wants to do to make America California again. Not my words, the LA Times, with an article about how we have to make America California again. Or we're going to, thanks to the big progressive ideology that's coming our way, whether you like it or not. Well, we don't like it, and we get to talk about it. That's what free speech is all about. Hillary Clinton had something to say about this, and she's got a podcast or something. I can't imagine how good it is. And she had Nancy Pelosi on.
I'm really offended personally.
I didn't even say anything about you yet. So did you know this? Hillary Clinton has a podcast. And she brought up some interesting things. That she's talking to Nancy Pelosi about you and some of the things that you have said and really who you support. Now, you got to hear some of this. I got to play this because this is hysterical. Now, if you live in Southwest Florida and you're not one of the individuals who fled the GOP, according to the news press, but you actually stayed put as a Democrat because, whatever Democrats do, you're all... One thing I gotta give you credit for, you liberals out there in Southwest Florida, you Democrats. One thing you do is, man, you stay together. It's unbelievable how you will just follow like a lemming and go wherever they tell you to go. It's quite remarkable what you all do. I wonder what you think about all of this with Hillary Clinton. So I guess the way Stacey Abrams is the de facto governor of the state of Georgia, Hillary Clinton is right now the de facto president of the United States for just a little while longer, till tomorrow and the inauguration day of Joe Biden. So she'll be out of office, but she's sad about that. All right, so let's see. Because she won, or it was stolen from her. Here's a little bit of Hillary's podcast. Check this out.
We learned a lot about our system of government over the last 4 years.
Yeah, we've learned a lot. Let's see what we've learned, everybody.
With a president who disdains democracy.
So Donald Trump disdains democracy. I like the way she puts that. Again, we're a constitutional republic. We're not a democracy. Democracy, I guess she's talking about, the ability of the people to express themselves, to be able to vote the way they want to vote, to be able to speak the way they want to speak. Oh, okay. It was Donald Trump who was against that. It has nothing to do with anybody coming in right now or some of the things that we're seeing, like the 25,000 National Guard troops that are going to be there for an inauguration. Nothing spells really creepy about what's going on in this country like National Guard's troops to that number in Washington, D.C. But I digress. Let her go.
And as you have said numerous times...
She's talking to Nancy Pelosi, by the way.
Has other agendas. What they all are, I don't think we yet know. I hope historically we will find out who he's beholden to, who pulls his strings. I would love to see his phone records to see whether he was talking to Putin the day that the insurgents invaded our capital.
Wait. Hold on a second. So that's Hillary Clinton on her podcast talking to Nancy Pelosi about how we would love to review the records, maybe get his phone records. I'm sure phone companies who are willing right now to stifle and willing to discuss the taking down of or the tamping down of certain individuals' freedom of speech. And I wonder how willing they would be to give up those records. Well, maybe you can't legally, but things get sneaked out the door. Hillary Clinton has the nerve, has the gall, has the
bowl of doggy do.
You could say that. To say that we should investigate Donald Trump to see whether or not he's on the phone with Putin just before he gets out on January 6th to the stage and says, Vladimir, are we getting all the people together? And I mean, because, Donald Trump, here's the thing you probably don't realize. This is news to everybody. You ready for a big news flash, Jake? Okay, you ready for a big news flash? This is a big, giant news flash. You ready? This is a bombshell. Breaking
news.
A bombshell.
This is huge. What you don't know about Donald Trump is, in public, he's the voice that you always hear. But when he's on the phone with Vladimir, he talks like this. Vladimir, what would you like me to do next? Did you know that? This is, it's a...
Breaking news.
A bombshell.
Hillary Clinton is telling Nancy Pelosi that we should investigate and find out whether or not he was on the phone with Putin during the insurrection at the Capitol. Coming from someone who had a server in her backyard, someone who has 30,000 emails have disappeared and reappeared, and maybe we've got some and maybe we don't, and we have to scrub, like soap, we got to wash it, we got to, the bleach bit and the phone. Really? You're probably not the voice on this. Actually, we should be investigating. You see what Democrats do. This is their MO. This is the thing that we constantly see when the media says things that all we have to do is take a step back. When there's a big news, breaking news, a bombshell, we just have to wait for the 24, 48 hours to see. And then all of a sudden the truth comes out that the Democrats always accuse you of what they are doing. They're always saying that you need to do the things to somebody else that we actually need to do to you to investigate. And there's Hillary Clinton saying, yeah, we got to find, Vladimir. What do I do to get them into the Capitol? I don't even know if that's a really good accent. I'm just doing my best. So what else did she say to Nancy Pelosi?
But we now know that not just him, but his enablers, his accomplices, his cult members have the same...
You realize she's talking about you, right?
...regard for democracy. Do you think we need a 9/11 type commission to investigate and report everything that they can pull together and explain what happened?
A 9/11 type investigation and commission to determine what happened. Now, you think this is just against Donald Trump? You don't think this has anything to do with you? You think that because you are comfortably cozy here in Southwest Florida, that there's no way that it's going to come near you? All right, sit in comfort. It's all right. It was Representative Steve Cohen from Tennessee yesterday, who was on CNN, who was talking about these National Guard troops. Now, how many of you here in Southwest Florida have family members in the National Guard? How many here in Southwest Florida may have had a family member called up? How many people do you know across the country that may have been National Guard troops? Americans, people who care about this country and the safety and security of the country, who believe in the rule of law. This is what Steve Cohen said yesterday on CNN about these individuals who are there, the 25,000 National Guard troops, who, by the way, are being vetted. The widespread vetting of them happens all the time. It's normal in D.C. But Steve Cohen would have you believe they're being vetted because there's a specific threat that's being tied to these individuals, these National Guard troops. And I want you to listen to how sick, twisted this comment is from Representative Steve Cohen, Democrat of Tennessee.
This morning, I was reading about this on my Twitter account, I guess, and people were reminding people of Anwar Sadat and Indira Gandhi, who were killed by their own people. I was thinking the Guard is 90 some odd %, I believe, male. Only about 20% of white males voted for Biden. You got to figure that in the Guard, which is predominantly more conservative, and I see that on my social media and we know it, they're probably not more than 25% of the people that are there protecting us who voted for Biden. The other 75% are in the class that would be the large class of folks who might want to do something. And there were military people and police who took oaths to defend the Constitution and to protect and defend who didn't do it, who were in the insurrection. So it does concern me.
It does concern you. Can I play this part again where he said,
are in the class that would be the large class of folks who might want to do something.
A large class of folks who might want to do something. So follow what Representative Steve Cohen, without any pushback, Democrat from Tennessee, is saying on CNN. That because there's a majority of white people in the National Guard and not a majority of white people voted for Joe Biden, and that there's a lot of conservatives that are in the Guard, that there is a concern that they might do something because of their ideology that
are in the class that would be the large class of folks who might want to do something.
They might want to do something. Like the National Guard troops, like an insurrection, like do something. And this outrageous claim to do what? Go after Joe Biden? To do what? Again, this is what I'm talking about. If you think that all of this is outside of your bubble, it's not. This is what CNN is allowing on their network to be said by Democrats in Congress about you. These are your family members. These are people you know. This may very well be you that he's talking about. And that somehow, because of the way you voted, we have to be concerned about whether or not you might do something stupid or dangerous or nefarious. I wonder how that plays out in everyday life for you. How does it play out for people that voted for the president, that were willing to and did vote for the president again, that were about the Make America Great Again agenda, the things that the president was able to accomplish pre-COVID and all the things that everybody knew was happening, taking the messenger out of it and looking at the message, taking the individual out of it and looking at the policies. If you did that and you voted like that, are you suggesting you're dangerous? So should I be concerned then when I go into a restaurant or I go being driven by somebody who's driving an Uber or whatever, that somehow in conversation that I should be concerned about my health and well-being and safety if they're making me food or if they're driving me in a vehicle or in a bus? Or I mean, how far are you twisted Democrats willing to go to say things so outrageous and not get any pushback? And am I allowed to extrapolate? Now, I can't, because if I do that, then I'm the radical. Then I'm the one that's the voice that has to be shut down. I have to be taken off of all these platforms. I have to be completely deprogrammed. Like Katie Couric said, we're going to get to that audio coming up. Yeah, Katie Couric, who's telling you that you need to be deprogrammed. I'm not allowed to ask these questions. We're not allowed to ask the question how sick and twisted that comment is. Are you really willing to suggest that? You're willing to suggest that when you are so hyperbolic in this moment that you desperately want, politically and ideologically speaking, what you want, and the heck with everybody else, and you're going to see all of this, ideologically speaking, burned to the ground. And you don't have a problem with it because you're getting your the ends. Ends justify the means. Maybe I'm wrong. 239-479-5592. You can call right now. You can text right now. Also, we are streaming live on Facebook at Drew Steele Radio, facebook.com/Drew Steele Radio. And you can even watch now at drewsteele.com, the website. Just go to drewsteele.com and you can put that on your mobile phone. You can put that on your iPad or whatever device you have, and you can watch on the go or in your house or however you would like. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along with traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz.
There is a crash on 75 that is still active with a trooper on scene here. This is south of Corkscrew Road. No backups as of right now, but really make sure to just use caution heading through. Watch that speed. Also, the crash in Lehigh Acres at Leonard and Gretchen is still slowing traffic westbound as well as east on Leonard. This is just parallel to Gunnery Road. Also, southbound delays continue on Gunnery Road south of Buckingham to Lee Boulevard. Packed. Average speed is at 21 miles per hour. If you're in Fort Myers, the slowdown is on Ortiz heading south to Colonial Boulevard. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a chillier start to your Tuesday morning with 40s and 50s, a nice rebound, 74 degrees, a beautiful sunny forecast as we go throughout the day. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel in the afternoon. 2 doses of what cures liberalism. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Does market turbulence and economic turmoil have you worried about your retirement nest egg? I'm Alfie Townsend. Learn how to navigate these uncertain times. Tune in to Saving the Investor radio show every Saturday at 9 a.m. or visit us at savingtheinvestor.com.
Hi, I'm Keith, the owner of Storm Shield Windows and Doors in North Fort Myers. And when it comes to hurricane windows and doors, you have 2 choices, Storm Shield and all the rest. Here's what our client Lauren had to say.
I work from home. So my home is also my office. And when I'm working, especially since my office is in the back room, I get all of the daytime sunshine. When I'm sitting in my office, I can tell the heat of the day is coming in because it's coming in through my old windows. So one of the benefits I experience directly, day in and day out, is having cooler temperatures in my room as a result of getting Storm Shield windows. My old windows, the heat came in, the room got hot, my air conditioning continued to work harder, and now we don't have any of that.
Storm Shield's windows and doors reduce the exterior noise by up to 80%. And our clients typically see an average energy savings of 40%. Why choose Storm Shield? Because everyone deserves the best. Call us today at 239-491-7002 or visit stormshieldSWFL.com.
Water everywhere. You can't swim in it. You can't stand drinking it. Heck, it's so bad it's on the news every day. Hi, I'm Rob Hill from Bob Hill Plumbing. We've invested over 66 years here in Naples, bringing you clean, drinkable water for your home or condo. We realize we can't fix the water problems everywhere, but we can definitely clean up the water inside your home. Our government does their best to deliver safe water for use. But wow, who wants chlorinated yellow water at every faucet? Let us install a Halo home filtration system and remove all the bad taste, color, and odor from your water. Halo removes 99% of all chlorine, ammonia, and all the bad-tasting chemicals in our municipal water system. Call Bob Hill Plumbing today and let us install a Halo water system in your home so you can once again enjoy clean, bottle-quality water at every faucet. Bob Hill Plumbing. Let me be your plumbing guy.
To schedule service, call Bob Hill Plumbing at 262-6119 or bobhillplumbing.com.
Welcome to the world of smart floors. Be inspired by Naples' newest and best floor gallery with the highest quality of floor coverings. Smart Floors is celebrating the opening of their new location next to Home Goods in the Park Shore Plaza. For the best in carpet, ceramic tile, hardwood, and luxury vinyl, let Smart Floors inspire you. Visit smartfloorsusa.com.
When shopping for new floor, we stand for so much more. Smart service, smart prices, Smart Floors.
Glenn Beck at 9 and Rush at noon. Right now, it's Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, get ready. I want to take your calls coming up, 239-479-5592, because I have a couple of questions. Number one, do you need to be deprogrammed? You're going to hear the audio from Katie Couric. She wants to deprogram you, which is pretty hilarious. Also, hey, there's some migrant caravans that are making their way up north, and they're heading this way. And they are specifically saying they're doing it because Biden is going to help them all be legal citizens here in the United States. Oh, I'm not kidding. You're going to get to hear that. And the other thing we're going to talk about, too, is, hey, if you're a big fan of football, NFL, Aaron Rodgers, forget about Aaron Rodgers. He's canceled. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, even if he has a chance to play in the Super Bowl, and I don't know how Green Bay is doing or if they're even in this whole thing, forget it. He's going to be canceled because he dares say something about Nancy Pelosi and Governor Newsom in California. And I'm just telling you, it's out there. So forget about Aaron Rodgers if you're a Green Bay fan. Eh? Is it? There was people in Wisconsin say eh? No.
They're close enough.
I mean, yeah, they're close to Canada, right? They're probably here in Southwest Florida thinking, man, I can't wait to put on my T-shirt and shorts and get out there this morning. And what is it, like 8 degrees right now? I can't feel the tip of my nose. It's not that cold. I know. All right. By the way, watch this program, drewsteele.com. You can watch right now.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
You want a new look for your kitchen, but you really dread the thought of subjecting your home and family to the mess and fuss created by weeks of remodeling? Cornerstone Builders has the solution. They can give your kitchen an entirely new look in a matter of days, not weeks. Stand by for the phone number to schedule your free in-home consultation. Cornerstone will save you a lot of time and thousands of dollars with a custom kitchen reface. This 4-step process includes 15 cabinet doors, 5 drawer fronts, and includes relaminating your cabinet exteriors, plus new hinges and new knobs or handles. Best part? The price. Just $38.20 for a beautiful thermofoil reface or $78.20 for maple wood reface. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation. 239-332-3020. That's 332-3020. 239-332-3020. Cornerstone Builders in Fort Myers, Naples, and Marco Island with 30 years and 22,000 satisfied customers. You know they're gonna wow you.
What's that switch in your kitchen do?
Nothing. Flick it on, off, nothing happens.
Weird.
Now, if it would turn on the overhead fan, that would be cool. Can't get that to work either.
Frustrating.
You know, this is what's wrong with humanity. We think we got it all figured out, but we don't even know what this switch is supposed to do.
Dave.
Think we can build a spaceship that takes us to Mars when we can't even get a switch to work?
Hey, Dave.
I swear, we're never gonna leave this solar system. We'll be stuck on this planet forever until we all go extinct.
Dave, what's the best case scenario?
Best case? Well, I make a call, someone comes and connects that switch to something, like maybe that overhead fan.
That's best?
Well, sure, but...
That's best. Best Home Services. They have 4 electricians and 4 trucks right now waiting for your call. They'd have that switch looked after in no time.
Well, I feel a bit silly now.
GetBest.com. When something goes wrong, we're waiting.
So maybe
we can go to Mars.
Not 10, not 5, or even 2.9%. Southwest Florida. In 2021, Sutherland is doing something never done before. 0% APR financing on used cars. During the exclusive 0% event at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Get unprecedented 0% APR financing on used cars. Save thousands in finance charges and pay the bank no interest for your car. Shop Southwest Florida's largest used car dealer with the biggest selection of certified pre-owned Nissans, Hondas, Toyotas, and Fords. Now, get 0% APR financing. Even get 0% APR financing for up to 84 months on new Nissans, like the Titan truck. Yes, 0% on new, too. Don't miss the 0% event with never offered 0% APR financing at your used car megastore. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral right now. Shop online at nissansales.com or capecoralnissan.com. If it doesn't say Sutherland, you paid too much.
With approved credit, see dealer for details.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News Traffic.
There is a crash on 75 that is still active with a trooper on scene here. This is south of Corkscrew Road. No backups as of right now, but really make sure to just use caution heading through. Watch that speed. Also, the crash in Lehigh Acres at Leonard and Gretchen is still slowing traffic westbound as well as east on Leonard. This is just parallel to Gunnery Road. Also, southbound delays continue on Gunnery Road south of Buckingham to Lee Boulevard. Packed. Average speed is at 21 miles per hour. If you're in Fort Myers, the slowdown is on Ortiz heading south to Colonial Boulevard. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a chillier morning with temperatures in the 40s and 50s, a nice rebound for our beautiful sunny forecast as we go throughout your Tuesday. High temperature of 74 degrees, nice and dry. We do dip back down into the 40s and 50s for your Wednesday, then sunshine and high clouds for your Wednesday afternoon with highs in the mid-70s. Pretty quiet weather pattern all the way towards the weekend until we hit Sunday, Monday, where a few showers are possible. Nothing major, as a warming trend will start to really kick in with lower 80s on the way for next week. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Serving up a tray load of truth today on 92.5 Fox News.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Capel here, serial entrepreneur with words from another happy payroll customer.
My husband and I started a business together, and I had no idea where to start when it came to payroll. And a friend of mine recommended Patriot, and I have not looked back since. It was extremely user-friendly. I was actually able to understand it and run everything extremely well. And anytime I've had a question, they have been so quick to answer and help me. I definitely recommend it to anyone who is looking for a payroll software that is easy to use, user-friendly, and really offers everything that you need when it comes to something that's beneficial for your business.
Visit us at PatriotSoftware.com. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of payroll free. That's patriotsoftware.com.
patriotsoftware.com. Accounting and payroll. Keep your time and money.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. After the crash, call the police and document the scene by taking photos of all the vehicles involved. If you are injured, get medical attention as soon as possible. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
Attention, Southwest Florida. Are you ready for this? Only Naples Nissan has been authorized to continue offering the full original MSRP for your trade-in. The factory warned us to end the offer, but after record-breaking sales in 2020, we've been approved to continue running it. If your trade-in is a 2014 or newer with less than 80,000 miles on it, regardless of where you purchased it from, only Naples Nissan will pay you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Hundreds of new Nissan models to choose from, all backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Pick out your favorite and get full details at naplesnissan.com today. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
How many client portfolios is your investment advisor responsible for? Is yours one of hundreds? Or perhaps your financial institution has just been acquired by yet another firm, and the team you've known for years is suddenly gone. At the Sanibel Captiva Trust Company and its division, the Naples Trust Company, our portfolio management team is local and care for a proper ratio of account relationships designed to give you the highest possible attention and an asset allocation that is best for you and your goals. Another key factor is that all of our employees are owners in the trust company through an employee stock ownership plan. So we have no interest in being acquired, and more importantly, we have a vested interest in seeing our clients as happy as we are. Are you ready for a better experience? Contact us at the Sanibel Captiva Trust Company or the Naples Trust Company. Visit sancaptrustco.com to discover the difference.
Not FDIC insured. All investments involve risk and are not guaranteed.
Progressive presents an interview with your upstairs neighbor.
My name's Barry. I live right above you. I don't host parties. I host after parties. They're like parties, only louder and nobody goes home. You can see right here I ripped out all the carpeting because it was holding me back with my pogo stick. Man's got a pogo. Oh, I'm a prankster. I'll grease up a soda can and then when somebody grabs it, boom!
Progressive can't save you from your upstairs neighbor, but we can save you money when you bundle renters and auto insurance with us. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Carmen's startup found an angel investor, but now they're asking for a miracle from her development team.
Hello, this is Carmen. That's exciting news. I guess we could launch early.
It's time to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. The moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Indeed delivers 2.5 times more hires than the other branded job sites combined, according to Breezy HR 2019. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first job post. Terms and conditions apply.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Stay right, 92.5 Fox News. My name is Drew Steele. His name is Jake. Jake the Millennial. He's, well, you can't really see him right now because he's so snuggled up because of the cold. You're barely able to see his face. And I understand. He's a millennial, you don't want to, it's like, the soft, supple hands.
I moisturize my skin. Don't hate me.
I didn't mean that. I meant that never mind. I was laughing because all right, a little inside Drew Steele baseball. By the way, if you want to watch, drewsteele.com is now available. You can go to the website, drewsteele.com, and right there you can watch, and you can even take us on your phone and on your mobile device. So you have that option, as well as facebook.com/drewsteeleradio. My wife was laughing because my son doesn't do anything inside. He's not a video game kid. He's building. I'm not kidding. I wish I had a picture of it. There was a section of my house where I wanted to put some stuff outside in the yard, and he got some pavers and some sand and pave the ground, and it's perfectly level. And he did it all on his own. Paved like a 3 foot by 5 foot section of my backyard, just because that's what he does. And it's like, I can pave that. And I go, whatever. And I go out there and it's like, what did you do? This is amazing. It's perfect. All the pavers are in. I can't even. I have to show you a picture. It's crazy. But she was holding both. She said, hold on a second. And she was rubbing my hand, and then she was rubbing my son's hand. And she's like, this is rough and got calluses. Yours are supple and soft. It's like, what are you saying? That I don't do work around the house and my son does more work physically than I do? I know that. That's okay. He's a worker. He wants to get out there. He loves construction. He loves building things. And so, all right, good. And my hands are soft and supple because I do nothing with my hands. Like, when my wife says, hey, can you hang that on the wall? I'm like, is there somebody I could call? Because I'm one of those guys that will put a nail in the wall and I'll, there'll be an ant trail of holes until I find the stud. I got it. And then I could just just smear the holes and just paint over it. It's not something I should be proud of. It's just reality. It's just what it is.
Have you ever heard of a stud finder? Never mind.
I do. I always go like this. I always take the stud finder and I go, hey, just put it on my chest. My son gets a kick out of that. My wife thinks it's stupid. Don't say stupid. I'm sorry. All right, 239-479-5592. Hey, by the way, speaking of stupid, you're stupid if you are somebody who is a fan of Aaron Rodgers, quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, you're not allowed to be a fan of his anymore, apparently. Did you hear this? They were talking about, Barstool Sports. And if you know anything about Barstool Sports, you know that they're doing this thing where they're... for those that have been affected by COVID, and they're giving money to businesses that are dying on the vine because of the policies of the government. And I guess he was on with somebody talking about this. I don't know what website this was. I'm not sure, but it was someone who was talking to Aaron Rodgers about this, and Aaron Rodgers just made a big mistake, everybody. He said...
and I think that's the thing that you gravitate towards the most, is just not having a reliance on the government to help you out, because obviously they've shown that's not going to be the way they're going to do it. I mean, they've put these rules in place. They're not even following their own rules. I mean, how many people have gotten caught? Don't travel. Don't leave the state. Oh, here's so-and-so on a vacation. Don't go get a haircut. Oh, here's so-and-so at a salon. Don't eat out at a restaurant, unless you're wearing a mask and separate. Oh, here's a picture of the governor of California violating those rules.
Uh-oh.
Oh, public schools are closed, but I can send my kids to a private school, in-person school. And it's like, I mean, for us to count on the government to help us out is becoming a joke at this point.
Yep, that's it. Aaron Rodgers is done, everybody. Big reveal for you today. Aaron Rodgers is officially canceled. No, that's it. Somebody who would dare say this? And I guess this was from like last week. And it's starting to come out now because, the left always needs somebody to attack. And they found Aaron Rodgers now. And so apparently he's like, hey, the hypocrisy here is unbelievable when it comes to COVID. And what you have been showing us, Governor Newsom and Nancy Pelosi and others. And he calls it out. Now, he's going to get canceled. I'm probably going to get canceled in some way, shape, or form because I'm actually telling you about this and relaying this information, which is a really bad thing to do right now. So it would be really helpful if you go to drewsteele.com and watch on the website. Continue to watch over there, or go to Facebook for the time being, facebook.com/DrewSteeleRadio. I don't know if that, but I just want to make sure that with the website, all I cared about is, look, there are people like to watch the program. I like that you're watching the program. There's a way to make it available to more people. So there you go. Somebody texted, good for Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, good for him for saying it. I just wonder what the pushback will be. Let's see. What other kind of pushback will we see? Hey, for the news press and people who watch the news press, and of course, if you've there at the website, you've probably noticed that some in Southwest Florida flee the GOP in the wake of the U.S. Capitol attack, fleeing, like running for the hills, running for their lives. I love the way they alliterate that and to make it sound as if, it's not really alliteration. It's more just like words that they're using to describe that. You in Southwest Florida and people, the GOP, you're running as fast as you can. Now, there are some that are and have here, I guess, according to this article, have left the GOP. And the concern is how much Republicans are willing to fight into the future, ideologically speaking, fight for what the MAGA agenda was putting forward, all the things we had to see pre-pandemic that we all witnessed. That is an important thing. And of course, if you're part of the establishment and the Republicans, the unfortunate reality is you'd like to get to some sense of normalcy. Your normalcy is the swamp. You'd like to get back to that. You know, we're not going there. Nobody I know wants to go there. But look, if you're Aaron Rodgers, I don't know who Aaron Rodgers voted for president of the United States. I don't know who here in Southwest Florida you voted for president of the United States. I just wonder why the news press didn't have articles like this for subscribers to be able to talk about how Democrats were fleeing in the wake of the Antifa BLM riots over the summer, when Democrats were supporting it and turning an eye away from it and watching federal buildings being attacked and little Chaz cities being set up. Oh, that's because you're cool with all of that. And that's not a big deal to you because the Democrats stick together and all they do is go, hey, what do you guys think? Yeah, okay, me too. Yeah, talk about echo chambers. Democrats are just one big one, aren't they? You don't think for yourselves, do you? But I didn't see stories like that. Maybe because they all stuck together, because they're cool with the idea of defunding police departments and the like. But here's what you do with you Trump supporters. It's pretty simple. You go on to Bill Maher's program and you're Katie Couric, and I don't know if you heard this from yesterday. I mentioned it yesterday. I didn't have the audio, but I'm glad I have it now, just so you can hear. Because we got to do something with these Trump supporters, right?
There's 147 Republicans in Congress who still don't concede that Trump lost the election.
Well, it's not really, I'm not speaking for everybody. I would just say this, that Republicans have a question about election integrity, and there were some things that were supposed to be investigated and looked into that weren't, and I still think that they should be, and I don't know why we're not even allowed to ask, because, you know, when things are debated and we're supposed to put them to rest, the idea is that they've already been put out there and they've already had their day in court, so to speak, and we were able to see all the information. And some people have questions as to why we didn't get to see all of that. We're just asking. We're just asking about election integrity. We can still ask about election integrity. Even leading into 2022, we're still allowed to ask, unless you're trying to make it sound like we can't even bring that up anymore, in which case I say, well, I can't, say what I'm thinking, but you get the idea. The people have questions. We got questions.
What do you do about people who are in the government who don't believe in our way of government?
It's not that they don't believe in the way of government. They don't believe that if there was fraud taking place that we dismiss it. I'm pretty confident that they believe that there was a problem, that we'd like to get to the bottom of it. That's all it is. But Katie Couric's got another idea. So.
It is so shocking. Not only are they not conceding, Bill, but there's thoughts that there might have been some collusion among members of Congress. Some are refusing to go through magnometers or whatever you call them to check for weapons.
Yeah, there's some people that have a Second Amendment right, and they're concerned about that. And they were interested that all of a sudden that there were Republicans that had to go through all of this and had to do magnometers or whatever you call those. I'll just let her go.
They're not wearing masks during the siege. It's...
Okay. They're not wearing masks during the siege. Where were you in the summer? Where were you when BLM and Antifa were running the streets, destroying and rioting, and they weren't wearing masks? So you never heard a peep out of you, Katie Couric. Come on, man. I wish I had that. A little bit of Sleepy Joe. Come on, man.
We choose truth over facts.
Yeah.
Really bizarre, isn't it, when you think about how AWOL so many of these members of Congress have gotten. But I also think some of them are believing the garbage that they are being fed 24/7.
Oh, boy. We got to stop the garbage.
On the internet, by their constituents, and they bought into this big lie. And the question is, how are we going to really almost deprogram these people who have signed up for the cult of Trump?
Signed up for the cult of Trump. That's you. How are we going to deprogram you? No pushback. Bill Maher was like, yeah. The audience was applauding. Oh, yeah, we got to deprogram them. How does that look? What does that look like? In the United States of America, what does deprogramming to you look like? And by the way, quickly, when Katie Couric is saying
24/7 on the internet by their constituents.
Okay, she said
the garbage that they are being fed 24/7 on the internet by their constituents.
Okay, garbage by their constituents. I find that rich, if you will, considering that just a little while ago I played that audio, if you remember, from Democrat Steve Cohen, who was on CNN, who was talking about the 25,000 National Guard troops and how they have to be vetted because there's concerns about how they voted and whether or not, if they didn't vote for Joe Biden, that there's a concern that because they have loaded weapons. I'm just going to let you fill in the horrible blank that he is suggesting but not saying there. But if you listen to the beginning of the conversation with Steve Cohen, representative from Tennessee, Democrat, listen to the way he starts the conversation about this.
This morning, I was reading about this on my Twitter account, I guess.
He was reading about this on his Twitter account. You mean the place where constituents throw garbage at you?
And people were reminding people of Anwar Sadat and Indira Gandhi, who were killed by their own people. I was thinking the Guard is...
Okay, so he's reading from his Twitter account his constituents, people that he reads and follows, apparently, and how they were talking about Anwar Sadat and how basically killed by his own people. And...
I was thinking the Guard is 90-some-odd%, I believe, male. Only about 20% of white males voted for Biden.
You see where this is going, everybody?
You got to figure that in the Guard, which is predominantly more conservative, and I see that on my social media, and we know it.
He sees it on his social media, and he knows it. Social media is saying these guys are conservatives. You can't be thinking. You just can't be thinking.
They're probably not more than 25% of the people that are there protecting us who voted for Biden. The other 75% are in the class that would be the large class of folks who might want to do something. And there were military people and police who took oaths to defend the Constitution.
You might want to do something. What do you think he's talking about? Might want to do something. Yeah, and who's the Jim? I forgot who the host was. Is like
to have voted for Trump does not make you an insider threat. I mean, that's far different from being a threat of violence inside whether the National Guard or law enforcement. I'm curious: is there anything you've seen to substantiate just how broad this insider threat may be?
Yeah, besides the garbage that's coming out of Twitter and on your social media feed that are feeding you this, where's your evidence?
If it exists.
Absolutely not, Jim. But, you draw a circle first, and the first circle is people who were for Trump. And
I can't do it. No, he doesn't have any evidence, but he throws it out there. But CNN loves putting that out there. And listen, it's nothing to worry about, nothing to see here. You're fine. The things that you think and the things that you say, and then the businesses you're going to go to, and then the businesses who are going to be like, hey, listen, you're a Trump supporter, so I got to worry about maybe having you in my restaurant, or maybe having you on my platform, or maybe having you talking on my phone service, or maybe what? How far does this go? What's happened to this country? And how, as a Democrat in Southwest Florida, are you sitting here going, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I back that guy. I agree with that 100%. Like, how do you do that? I mean, I know how you do it, but I mean, how do you do it? All right, 239-479-5592. That is the talk and text line, and you can call right now because we are going to play Drew's College of Political Knowledge for questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD today. Also, if you would like to, caller 3, call now, and you can play. And also, if you want to watch drewsteele.com, you can go to the website, and you can put it there on your mobile phone or on your app. You can always watch us on Facebook, facebook.com/925. Oh, no, excuse me. Facebook.com/Drew Steele Radio. You can go there as well. But drewsteele.com is available for you as well. All right, let's find out what's happening with traffic up to the minute. Here's Sabrina Katz.
The crash on I-75 at mile marker 122. This is just south of Corkscrew Road. Now it's delaying traffic starting from Estero Parkway, heading southbound. So to avoid this, stick to Three Oaks or US 41 if you're making that southbound commute out of Lee County into Collier. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a chillier start to your Tuesday morning with 40s and 50s, a nice rebound, 74 degrees, a beautiful sunny forecast as we go throughout the day. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Heard the good news about COVID-19 vaccines? They're here, but you can do more than wait for your turn. Here's how. Stay at least 6 feet away from folks you don't live with. And it's risky to be indoors with them, too. And masks? Well, they protect both the person wearing them and the folks around them. Wear a mask, watch your distance, and make a big difference now.
Learn more about vaccines at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
There is nothing that changes as much as tax law. After all, there have been tax changes, stimulus dollars, changes on the changes, but they're all meant to put more money in your pocket. Don't make a mistake that could cost you thousands. Let EG Tax be your tax interpreter and guide. Come join the EG Tax family at their Naples office across from Tamiami Ford. Call 239-262-2009. That's 262-2009. Or click egtax.com. That's egtax.com.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Dan. Dan's in Fort Myers. Hey, Dan, how are you today, sir?
Hey, good morning, Drew. Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We will see if you earn a PhD, and your associate's degree question, sir, starts right now. Hey, do you remember Ronald Reagan was voted president of the United States between 1980 and 84 and then 84 to 88? Do you know that? Who was the president before Ronald Reagan?
It was Jimmy Carter.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got an associate's. Let's see if we get a bachelor's degree on this question. Can you name 3 rights or freedoms from the First Amendment? 3 rights or freedoms in the First Amendment.
The freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and freedom of the press.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a bachelor's. Let's see if you get a master's degree on this question. Who drafted the Declaration of Independence? Who was that?
Would have been Thomas Jefferson.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a master's. We'll see if you get a PhD on this very question. Yeah, I don't like that question. I'll go to. All right, I'll go to this one. Okay. What do we call the first 10 amendments to the Constitution? The first 10 amendments to the Constitution are called
the Bill of Rights.
That is correct, sir. Look at you. See, it's a civics lesson, and it's beautiful. It's like a bowl of fruit that is covered with chocolate syrup. Do you do that? Do you put chocolate syrup on fruit, or what do you put on fruit?
Don't.
You don't. All right. Well, then I'm sorry if I insulted you in any way. Dan in Fort Myers. And what do you got going on this morning, Dan? Are you going to work? What are you doing? Or are you home?
I'm heading into work.
All right. Would you like to say where you're working, or you don't want to let people know?
Oh, no. Everybody that's listening from the office there at RWA Engineering, good morning.
All right. Well, we appreciate you listening. All right, my friend. Have a great day. Thanks for joining us today on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Get to more of your calls coming up. Don't forget, drewsteele.com. Steele has 3 E's. If you want to watch the program, we're there.
This is Daybreak 92.5 Fox News.
I went to check on Pop today. We put our hands up to the glass as if we were touching. But really, the only touching part was that we both tried to smile.
That's no way to say hello or goodbye. COVID-19 vaccines are here, but until enough of us are vaccinated, we'll all still need to help slow the spread. Keep a 6-foot distance, wear a mask, and avoid indoor social gatherings. Learn more about vaccines and slowing the spread at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Divorce can be complicated, even more so if there are children involved. If you're a father and want to protect your rights, consider Cordell & Cordell. As a partner men can count on, they have helped men with matters like these for 30 years. Visit CordellCordell.com to learn more.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Miami area attorneys. Online at CordellCordell.com. Se habla español. Legal services available in English and Spanish. Cordell & Cordell, Miami, Florida. Lisa Carges, Florida resident partner. Announcers are not licensed attorneys.
Progressive presents an interview with your upstairs neighbor.
My name's Barry. I live right above you. I don't host parties. I host after parties. They're like parties, only louder and nobody goes home. You can see right here I ripped out all the carpeting because it was holding me back my pogo stick. Man's got a pogo. Oh, I'm a prankster. I'll grease up a soda can and then when somebody grabs it, boom!
Progressive can't save you from your upstairs neighbor, but we can save you money when you bundle renters and auto insurance with us. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Carmen's startup found an angel investor, but now they're asking for a miracle from her development team.
Hello, this is Carmen. That's exciting news. I guess we could launch early.
It's time to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. The moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Indeed delivers 2.5 times more hires than the other branded job sites combined, according to Breezy HR 2019. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first job post. Terms and conditions apply.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
It's not easy getting around the nation's capital. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, the day before Joe Biden is sworn in as president.
This city is locked down in unprecedented ways, and later today, major bridges into the city will close.
And there are National Guard checkpoints ahead of the inauguration.
Last night, a field of flags lit on the National Mall in honor of the thousands of Americans who cannot attend in person because of security measures. It was lit for 46 seconds in honor of Biden as the 46th president.
Fox's Griff Jenkins, there have been more than 100 arrests since the deadly attack at the Capitol, including a woman accused of stealing something valuable. Fox's Evan Brown on the case live.
Yeah, Dave, a Pennsylvania woman is now in federal custody. Her name is Riley June Williams, and it's believed she is the person, after entering the U.S. Capitol during those riots, stole that laptop from the office of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Now, she's not charged with theft, however, only with unlawfully entering the Capitol. The FBI says they got a tip from someone who claims to have previously been in a relationship with Williams, and that she had plans to sell the computer to a person in Russia, but those plans may have fell through, Dave.
Evan, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton wants another Trump-Russia investigation.
I would love to see his phone records to see whether he was talking to Putin the day that the insurgents invaded our Capitol.
That's on her You and Me Both podcast. Clinton's guest, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, said she's considering a 9/11 type commission. A traffic stop went bad in Sacramento, California early this morning, led to a chase that turned into a shootout and left a sheriff's deputy dead along with a police dog. The suspect also killed. Hours earlier in Toledo, Ohio, a standoff went very bad with a man wanted for vandalizing a cathedral.
The suspect came out of the house with 2 firearms and started shooting.
And he killed a police officer. Toledo Chief George Krall says the gunman was also shot and injured. America's listening to Fox News.
Wink News traffic.
The crash on I-75 at mile marker 122. This is just south of Corkscrew Road. Now it's delaying traffic starting from Estero Parkway, heading southbound. So to avoid this, stick to Three Oaks or US 41 if you're making that southbound commute out of Lee County into Collier. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a chillier morning with temperatures in the 40s and 50s, a nice rebound for our beautiful sunny forecast as we go throughout your Tuesday. High temperature of 74 degrees, nice and dry. We do dip back down into the 40s and 50s for your Wednesday, then sunshine and high clouds for your Wednesday afternoon with highs in the mid-70s. Pretty quiet weather pattern all the way towards the weekend until we hit Sunday, Monday, where a few showers are possible. Nothing major, as a warming trend will start to really kick in with lower 80s on the way for next week. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Blah, 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 blah. Gear up for the liberal loudmouths at work. Drew Steele, mornings on 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. At New South, we are determined to build the best Florida window. Energy-efficient windows that stand up to heat and hurricanes. We call it the ultimate Florida window. Factory direct and guaranteed for life. New South has installed tens of thousands of windows across the state and has been named one of the fastest-growing window companies in the nation. And that is why we're New South proud.
Going on now. Save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Lace up those running shoes, Southwest Florida. The Busey Bank Family Run for Prevention is January 30th at JC Park in Cape Coral. Visit runsignup.com and search Busey Bank to enter. Long sleeve dry fit shirt included with $25 registration fee. Go to runsignup.com and search Busey Bank. Proceeds support Drug House Odyssey and local SAD clubs. The Busey Bank Family Run for Prevention, January 30th at JC Park in Cape Coral. Sponsored by Busey Bank, AluFab USA, Lee Health, and Lee County Sheriff's Department.
Psst. I'm about to say a dirty word. A really dirty word. Cover your kids' ears. Ready? Plumber. Hi, I'm Rob Hill of Bob Hill Plumbing. I'm not sure why plumber is a dirty word. I like to think of myself as a respectful, clean, and honest plumber. In fact, I'm proud to say that Bob Hill Plumbing is one of the oldest businesses in Naples. My dad founded Bob Hill Plumbing in 1952. I instilled the same tradition and values as he had back in the 50s. I dare you to find that in the chuck in a truck world. Everyone has an AC guy or an electrical guy, but a plumber? If you need plumbing services, I invite you to call me today, and I'll prove to you that we've cleaned up the word plumber. See, even the radio guy stopped beeping me out. Bob Hill Plumbing. Let me be your plumbing guy.
To schedule service, call Bob Hill Plumbing at 262-6119 or go to bobhillplumbing.com.
Do you promise to love, honor, and cherish, forsaking all others?
I do.
I do.
And now, by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you roommates. Go forth.
That's not the vow you took. But if struggles with CPAP have you and your spouse sleeping in separate rooms, it might be time to look into Inspire. Inspire works inside the body with just the click of a remote. That's right, just a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you. Review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
Most people that buy their own health insurance think once they have chosen their ACA plan during open enrollment, they're stuck for the year. This is simply not the case. You can change at any time, no problems. If you are fairly healthy and don't need mandated coverage like maternity, you can save 30 to 60% with Health Plan Network. Couples under 65 are saving $500 to $1,000 a month with better coverage. You owe it to yourself to see if you qualify for a better plan that can save you money with lower deductibles. Go to healthplannetwork.net to request a quote. That's healthplannetwork.net. Or call Tim Cooper, an expert with over 23 years experience, at 239-268-6712. That's 239-268-6712. Act now to see if you qualify to save 30 to 60%. healthplannetwork.net. Sensible solutions.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Capel here, serial entrepreneur. In 2016, one of my employees accidentally clicked through an online vendor's contract, which recommitted my company to an additional 12 months of their service. I called the vendor to explain the accident. Nope, they pointed to their ironclad contract, told me to pay or else. I will pay them, but after 12 months, I'm gone. I've been in business over 30 years, and I've never made my customers sign a long-term contract. Never. And now, my fifth successful company, Patriot Software, offers payroll to business owners with 1 to 100 employees, and there's no long-term contract. And if you need help with your payroll, we will help you for free. Go to patriotsoftware.com. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of payroll free. That's patriotsoftware.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. That's the talk and text line. If you want to watch, we stream live. DrewSteele.com. Steele has 3 E's. You can go to the website, and that way you can watch on your phone. You can watch on your mobile device. You can watch wherever that you want to pull the website up. So DrewSteele.com. It's right there. Also on Facebook, facebook.com/Drew Steele Radio, anytime you want to go there. In just a second, we're going to talk about the 25,000 National Guard troops in D.C. and how it is locked down, how it feels a little unprecedented. It feels a little, it doesn't feel good. And some of the precautions being taken for the inauguration, and we're going to get into that with Rich Kolko, who's going to join us, safety and security expert from Week News, in just a second. But I did want to talk about this quickly as I'm looking at some of the stories that we're going to get to this morning. I noticed that a lot of people were talking about Rebecca Jones and how she's jailed. Well, now she's out on bond, accused of illegally accessing emergency message system. I got to talk about this because it depends on who you ask, who this person is, what the narrative is. There's a little bit more to this story. And it's just, so I'm looking at three different sources, okay? I'm looking at FloridaPolitics.com. I'm looking at the Tampa Bay Times. I'm looking at the News Press, who is putting out, Florida Today's article. Rebecca Jones, the fired Florida Department of Health data scientist turned whistleblower. She's not a scientist. I mean, you cannot go to a website and not see the word scientist next to her name. I don't know how you could be, if you're somebody who's inputting data into a portal, does that make you a scientist? I mean, Jake, are you a scientist? So you import all kinds of things into our websites, into my social media account.
All the time.
So you are, can I call you doctor?
Please.
Okay. Dr. Jake. From now on, you are Dr. Jake, the millennial with the degree in nothing, because, you're a millennial. But besides that, because apparently, well, no, that's not true. There's a lot of millennials that have degrees in things. But
liberal arts, but
that's not a bad thing to someone. But the point is that that's what we keep hearing, scientists. So this is the thing now. She was putting data into the portal. That's what she did. How do you become a scientist by doing that?
Is there a formula for that?
I don't know, but she's not an epidemiologist. She wasn't an architect of the portal. She wasn't anything like that. But still, that's the headline. A felony charge and a possible ban on using computers and the internet as a condition for release on bond. She turned herself into the Leon County Detention Facility. And if you go to some other sources to find out more about the story. She appeared before the court, judge set her a bond at $2,500, which she cleared, and the court rejected the request to bar Jones from using the internet and computers. The judge also rejected the FDLE's request to outfit Jones with a GPS tracking device. Well, by the way, she doesn't even live in Tallahassee anymore. She lives in, where's the music? Hold on a second. Wait. Oh, wait. She lives in Washington, D.C., which is weird. I know. What a strange place to move to, Washington, D.C. I wonder why she would go there. I'm wondering if maybe the Biden administration coming in needs some really good data scientists that know how to manipulate stuff. That's just me. I'm putting that out there. There's no evidence to show. Well, there's a little bit of evidence because you have to read into these articles to come to find out. Even in the Tampa Bay Times article, about the employee turned whistleblower turning herself in. At least they called her an employee. That she broke into a state messaging system and encouraged people to speak up. And the lawyers are like, we're going to fight this, and she's going to fight this. When you get down to the bottom of this story, if you go down to the bottom, you find out that she's a critic of DeSantis. We know all about that. So why in the world is all of this even happening? Does anybody even ask, why did she get jailed? Why did she have to be released on bond? Why would the FDLE do this? Well, let's see. After a message was sent to about 1,700 state employees, you have to dig to find this because, you have to read the articles to find out the story. Sometimes you can't just go by the headline and the shock. Florida Department of Law Enforcement agents say they identified the Internet Protocol address or IP address that logged into the system. The state system, and sent the group message. Agents obtained a search warrant from Comcast Cable Communications to track down whoever was using that IP address. And maybe I'll even have Rich Kolko join us in on this conversation, this part of it, as you can see him as well if you're watching either on Facebook or there at drewsteele.com or on YouTube. What's that? Okay, so here you go. Perfect person to ask. Agents obtained a search warrant, right? They go to Comcast and they're like, hey, can you track down who the IP address is? They tracked down the IP address. Lo and behold, do you know where it went? It went to Governor DeSantis' house. No, it didn't. It actually went to her house. It went to her home, according to an arrest affidavit.
Okay.
So then they raid the house. They obtain the computer. They say they later discovered evidence the device accessed the state messaging system twice on November 10th. And they found the computer downloaded from the emergency system an Excel spreadsheet with the contact information of about 19,000 people across the state. Things that you're not supposed to be doing, but yet she did it from her home. But she's a scientist. She's a data scientist, Rich. That's what it's all about.
Well, you're asking a forensics question, and that's a very basic question. Investigation, tracking down an IP address, attaching it to a computer, and then finding what was there.
Right. So I guess, this is just my editorializing all of this. To say that they may have had a case here or a reason to do this, I mean, the case will go to court, but the reason why they're doing this, it's there. It's not like they did it because they had no evidence, but they just hate her because she's against the governor. There's a little more to the story. There's a little more meat on the bones, is what I'm suggesting.
I hear you, and I'll stay out of that part of it. But it's not atypical to go in and do a search warrant on whatever, or an investigation that you're doing, and find elements of another crime that may have occurred in any investigation. You go in on a drug charge, you find guns, and all of a sudden you can add guns to the charge, or various things. So, when they first went in to do their investigation on the initial issue, it seems like they found additional items here, and their investigation determined that to be true.
Yeah.
Until they get to court.
All right, Rich Coco, safety and security expert, Wink News. Seems like the capital city, Washington, D.C., is safely secured right now. I mean, when you have 25,000 National Guard troops, dare I say more than are probably watching over some of the cities that are in places like Iran and Afghanistan, we got some stuff going on here. Now, the question becomes, is this normal? We're told that this is normal protocol. Is it normal protocol to be able to vet, the vetting portion of, the vetting of the 25,000? Normal protocol, these individuals are vetted. Would make sense, regardless. You would do that. Is it? Is it not? Is that, because we're told that who was it? It was Defense Secretary Miller, the acting Defense Secretary, said this is something that is normal military, normal for the military to support for large events like this, that you would do this kind of thing.
Actually, it is true. I've worked several of these large events, NSSEs, these National Special Security events, and you do vet everybody that comes in there. Yeah. The FBI does that portion of it. Secret Service turns over the rosters. In this case, maybe DOD turns it over, but goes through Secret Service, and then Secret Service asks, requests that names be checked. So whether it's waiters in hotels, National Guards men and women, or just about anybody who's working or has access or is nearby, their names are always vetted.
This is a lot.
This is a lot, but it's automated. It's pretty quick.
But there's there are a lot of troops there. There's a lot of things that the city is doing. Explain a little bit about the protocol typically and how much they're doing.
They are doing so much. And the last inauguration I worked was President Obama's first inauguration in 2009. Enormous crowd, enormous threats, problems leading up to it, some very suspicious activities, and very busy. Big difference here, though, Drew. That's where they had the big crowd. The fact that they've eliminated the hundreds of thousands of people, that would be there on the National Mall for the inauguration is going to make the job a lot simpler this year.
Right. Now, having said that, at first blush, here's my reaction to that. How many troops were there during that inauguration when there were tons of threats and tons of people?
Correct.
And we don't have tons of people there, and yet we've got 25,000. How many were there at that time? And doesn't that seem to be, if you were going to put 25,000 troops out there, you would do it because you're getting such enormous threats. And there are individuals that are there too that you want to secure, keep safe. I mean, I remember being in Paris, for example, right after 9/11, and I could tell you that even around the Eiffel Tower, open, right out there in the open,
right.
Lots of troops around, with the same guns that you are seeing, and the question becomes, that just seems like the odd switch here is. Why such a difference? Why didn't we have as many troops at that time?
Because they're doing different kinds of perimeters here. Back in 2009, we actually had National Guard and police and Secret Service and others that were had controlled access into the National Mall. You know, how people came in. You couldn't just walk. If you go up to D.C. right now, you can walk into the mall. Well, not today.
Yeah.
Normally, you can walk into the mall anywhere you want. Now, then they had controlled points in 2009. They've got the same thing here. What they're doing, you know, and you saw the siege on the Capitol last week. The perimeter collapsed very quickly, and people do not understand what a perimeter is for. In that case, when they're talking about the Capitol, but here they're using the National Guard now to push that perimeter, you know, farther and farther out, so that if there are people that want to come, they've got to go through so many checkpoints. It gives them the opportunity to successfully stop them at this point.
Right. How many years at the FBI were you there?
21 years.
21. Right. So, as you, I'm sure many people have asked you about this. I'm sure you probably talked on Week News about this. You know, about the Capitol on that day on January 6th. How much of it that was happening there just seemed unusual? Because for people, and I ask you this because how many people are looking and saying, and were at the time saying, how in the world did these individuals, it just looked as if they were just walking in there. You had some in the Capitol police that were kind of asking them to leave as opposed to using force to get them to leave in certain circumstances. It just felt like it was ill-prepared. And the question becomes, was that usual? Was this an unusual situation? It just everything felt like it was weak.
It shouldn't feel ill-prepared. They were ill-prepared.
Okay.
They were woefully unprepared from backup, from emergency plans, from rules of engagement.
And how much of that is, and forgive me for interrupting, but how much of that is the fault of some that, for example, the mayor of the city? I mean, the opportunity to bring National Guard troops in early on, and that request denied.
Listen, I'm not making excuses for anybody. I think total failures. I just don't think they envisioned this. I didn't think they saw this as a possibility that people would go in and break the doors down into the Capitol. I think,
but in some cases they didn't have to. Some cases it didn't seem like they were breaking anything.
I've talked to a couple of Capitol Police, and you have to understand how they make an assessment there. And they make an assessment that there's a dozen or 15 or even 25 cops, and you're looking at 500 or 1,000 people. You got two options: start shooting or back out of the way.
Right.
So they made that choice.
Yeah.
And there'll be plenty of congressional hearings and investigations. But you go to the Capitol Police website, and their mission is to protect the congressional members, staffers, visitors, and facilities. Yeah. So when I heard the now retired Chief Sund, who was very highly respected from Metro PD before he went to Capitol Police, Yes, huge failures, but he considers it a success in that they did protect the members of Congress. No members of Congress were, approached by the people that entered the Capitol. So from that measuring stick, it was a success. But you look at the Capitol Police and you see police uniforms, you think of them as law enforcement, and they do law enforcement things. But they're also in some ways, I don't want to say soldiers, but they need to protect that facility as well. And they made that choice at that moment, and they didn't have the ability to protect that facility short of just opening fire on everybody, and that would have been a disaster.
And before we go, let me just ask you this. Should we be concerned? Maybe I shouldn't put it that way. Once the inauguration is done, all of this should go. Troops should go. The fencing, the barbed wire fence, all of this needs to be taken down, and we need to get back to some sense of normalcy, or to normalcy in our nation's capital. Is that a fair statement to make?
Fair statement. On the assumption that nothing happens tomorrow, and I believe nothing will happen, and I'll tell you what will happen. But the second sentence. But I think the National Guard will all be home by Friday, and I've been in contact with the Florida National Guard all week about what they're doing. Did a story on them deploying up there. Right. On the assumption nothing happens, they'll be on their buses Thursday morning, coming back, or Friday morning at the latest. Yeah. So what you're going to see tomorrow, and just kick me off when we're out of time, is you're going to see a lot of false threats. You're going to see, and this will make it into the news, and it'll make it seems like things are more serious. A car is parked somewhere that it shouldn't be, so police are going to have to run over there and check the car. A backpack is going to be left, in a doorway, and police are going to have to go do that. Somebody's going to, it happened the other day, somebody carried a gun, through a checkpoint. Those things are going to happen. It's going to get picked up by the media. The media is going to talk about it. Police are going to have a huge response, and it'll get spooled up. And then it'll quickly go away. there'll be bomb threats that'll be called in. There'll be all kinds of things.
But how many times, Rich, and again, this is me editorializing, but how many times does this happen in quiet? How many times do the Secret Service, officers and others do these things without the hype from media? In other words, it happens without you ever knowing it. There's so many things when it comes to Secret Service, when it comes to our officers, when it comes to these situations that you never hear about. Things, for like, what do you got? New Year's Eve in New York City.
I worked a bunch of those.
How many threats do you never hear about? And it feels like everything goes smooth as silk, but yet behind the scenes there is anxiety and there are anxious moments, but you don't hear about it. They don't get amplified. They just work.
That's exactly how it's supposed to happen.
Right.
But it these days it doesn't.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is it depends how far back you go in time. The internet gets bigger and bigger every day, and the social media platforms and the self-made journalists or reporters, they'll see a bomb truck pull up to a parked car, which wouldn't have been amplified, as you said, and all of a sudden they do a Facebook Live. There's the bomb text, checking the trunk of the car, and all of a sudden it gets spooled up. And those kind of things will happen all day tomorrow.
All right. Well, safety and security expert Rich Colco joining us for a few minutes here on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. I always appreciate your work. You're going to be back on TV?
Yep.
Okay. When?
8:45, I think.
Okay. Well, you're going to have to stick around here on this show. So DVR it or something to see Rich later, because you can't leave me.
Right.
Well, is that okay to say? Well,
that's fine. And then you can, and I'll be tweeting about it over the next day or so. Some of the threats and stuff.
All right. And where can they follow you on Twitter?
At Rich Colco.
Okay.
All right.
Spell your last name.
Kolko.
There it is.
Thanks, Drew.
All right. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. Traffic with Sabrina Katz.
Unfortunately, the interstate is slammed right now if you're heading south of Alico. There's a crash at mile marker 120, which is heading southbound towards Bonita Beach Road. The best thing you can do right now is take 3 Oaks. 3 Oaks is fully up to speed. There is a slowdown as well on US 41 just south of Estero Parkway, but also a great option if you are heading southbound starting after Corkscrew Road. Also, if you're in Lehigh Acres, we are up to speed on the roadways for the most part. The only slowdown I'm seeing is on Gunnery Road heading southbound to 82. And there is slowing traffic still happening on that Midway Bridge if you're heading into Fort Myers. The best thing to do to get around it is just stick to the Cape Coral Bridge. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a chillier start to your Tuesday morning with 40s and 50s, a nice rebound, 74 degrees, a beautiful sunny forecast as we go throughout the day. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
I am mad at everything going on.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
Heard the good news about COVID-19 vaccines? They're here. But you can do more than wait for your turn. See, you have the power to help slow the spread. Actually, you could be a real difference maker and protect your family and loved ones, too. Here's how. Watch your distance. Stay at least 6 feet away from folks you don't live with. And it's risky to be indoors with them, too, no matter how far apart you are. And, of course, avoid crowds. Also, wear a mask. CDC reports that masks protect both the person wearing them and the folks around them from particles that carry the virus. And wash your hands, using soap and water for 20 seconds, and do it frequently. Watch your distance, wear a mask, and wash your hands. Simple, effective, and along with vaccines, they're how you can make a big difference.
Learn more about vaccines at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Window World is a family-owned business, and we really mean family. And with a family-owned business, you get a business that is looking to treat everyone right. We live in this community. We want to take care of our friends and neighbors.
With our family-owned business, we are backed by a company that believes in top-quality products at the best price available. That way, more people can afford energy-saving windows and doors, as well as top-quality hurricane-rated high-impact windows that also offer you some increased security to your home.
And being backed by our parent company, we're going to be around for a long time. The guarantee Window World offers is the absolute best guarantee you are ever going to find in a window replacement company. If anything goes wrong with your new windows, windows, Window World, that's us, and Window World Corporate will stand behind it and get it fixed.
No high pressure, no sitting in your home for hours trying to get you to make a decision right away, but simply good business to our friends and neighbors. And when we're through installing your new windows, we'll stand behind those windows with the best guarantee in the window replacement business. See for yourself. Window World, simply the best for less.
It's the 54th annual Naples Boat Show, Thursday, January 21st to Sunday, January 24th, in 2 great locations. On land at the Naples Airport and in water at the Naples City Dock. Check out nearly 150 exhibitors from around the world with boats of every type and style, from flats boats, center console and bay boats, to cabin cruisers, yachts, and mega yachts. Plus, check out the great deals on a wide variety of accessories, equipment, gear, and services for boaters at the Nautical Market, as well as food trucks and fun kids activities all weekend long. There's something for everyone at the Naples Boat Show, Thursday, January 21st to Sunday, January 24th. On land at South Terminal parking at the Naples Airport and in water at Naples City Dock. Enjoy free parking and shuttle transportation to and from the Naples Airport and Naples City Dock. Kids are free with a paid accompanying adult. For more information or to buy tickets in advance, log on to naplesboatshow.org. Hosted by the Marine Industries Association of Collier County.
True relief for back and neck pain. In my office, Johnston Spinal Care 596 Back, every day I talk with patients that for so many years just suffered with back or neck pain. Many just assuming that it was normal or something they had to live with. They'd tried injections, epidurals, or even surgery with no success, always looking for a chair to relieve pain, or always dreading pain while sleeping or getting out of bed. It's time to treat the root of the problem. Please don't think there are no other options. You can overcome problems from sciatica, stenosis, neuropathy, bulging degenerative discs, or scoliosis. Non-surgical spinal decompression can change your life. Think of how much happier you'd be without pain. This Medicare-friendly treatment combines science and technology to offer a state-of-the-art, non-surgical procedure that is remarkably effective. We always offer a free telephone consultation and free x-rays to see if you're a candidate for spinal decompression. Johnston Spinal Care, we're here for you. Call 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Pool need a checkup? Call the doctor, the Pool Doctor.
Hi, Dr. Mark here. Do the math. Taking care of your pool is probably not a good use of your time and money. Free $50 Bonefish gift certificates when you sign up for one of our award-winning weekly service plans. We're a family company, and for over 40 years, we've been doing business right.
The prescription is the Pool Doctor for award-winning pool service, repairs, and unheard of $39 diagnostic calls. That's mypooldoctor.com or 239-574-1133. State certified CPC 057088.
Let Naples Shutter enhance your home's beauty and increase its value. From our legendary all-wood plantation shutters made right here in Naples for over 40 years, to luxurious blinds and shades, to the unique island appeal of Bahama shutters, Naples Shutter has you covered with a lifetime guarantee and over 40,000 satisfied customers. Call 239-566-8161 today for a free estimate. That's 239-566-8161 or visit naplesshutter.com.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato's Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News traffic.
Unfortunately, the interstate is slammed right now if you're heading south of Alico. There's a crash at mile marker 120, which is heading southbound towards Bonita Beach Road. The best thing you can do right now is take 3 Oaks. 3 Oaks is fully up to speed. There is a slowdown as well on US 41 just south of Estero Parkway, but also a great option if you are heading southbound starting after Corkscrew Road. Also, if you're in Lehigh Acres, we are up to speed on the roadways for the most part. The only slowdown I'm seeing is on Gunnery Road heading southbound to 82. And there is slowing traffic still happening on that Midway Bridge if you're heading into Fort Myers. The best thing to do to get around it is just stick to the Cape Coral Bridge. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a chillier morning with temperatures in the 40s and 50s, a nice rebound for our beautiful sunny forecast as we go throughout your Tuesday. High temperature of 74 degrees, nice and dry. We do dip back down into the 40s and 50s for your Wednesday, then sunshine and high clouds for your Wednesday afternoon with highs in the mid-70s. Pretty quiet weather pattern all the way towards the weekend until we hit Sunday, Monday, where a few showers are possible. Nothing major, as a warming trend will start to really kick in with lower 80s on the way for next week. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
92.5 Fox News, making Southwest Florida great every day. 92.5 Fox News.
It's Big Al from Stevie Tomato's Sports Page. Do you feel American pride and want to shout, God bless America? As a son of immigrants who came through Ellis Island, I stand when the national anthem plays and get emotional thinking of those who have sacrificed for America's greatness. At Stevie's, we're filled with gratitude for our great customers and the country we live in. The firemen, police, emergency service, construction workers, and those who go about each day providing the foundation for our country. We love our customers and express our gratitude with our food, service, and value. Thankful for your dedication for what you do. And to all our great customers, show your love for this great country by going to any Stevie's. Stand at the bar and say loud and clear for all to hear, God bless America, and I'll buy you a 10-ounce beer. Restrictions apply in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. God bless America.
Stevie Tomatoes, Sports Page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports. With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Capel here, serial entrepreneur. My second business was open 6 days a week and I worked from home the 7th day. I maintained that ridiculous schedule for 8 years. One Saturday morning in 1999, I woke up late for work and was greeted by my 6-year-old.
Oh, hi, Dad. Why aren't you at work?
I answered, because it's Saturday. He said,
Oh, thanks for visiting, Dad.
His words pierced my heart. I had become a workaholic. It was decision time. What's more important, family or work? I chose family and I stopped working 7 days a week. That's why I created Patriot Software, so entrepreneurs can run their payroll in minutes, which gives more time for their families. Go to PatriotSoftware.com. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of payroll processing free. That's PatriotSoftware.com.
So, you're in the market for new appliances. You have a choice. You can chase around sizing up refrigerators, opening oven doors, poking your nose into top-load washers, while wondering if the quality meets your standards and the prices are fair. Or you can go to Good Deals Appliances. Starting at Good Deals Appliances makes all the sense in the world. They feature the top names in appliances like Genair, KitchenAid, Whirlpool, Maytag, and Amana. But the best part about shopping at Good Deals Appliances is their price guarantee. If you ever find a lower price on the same appliance, Jay and his team at Good Deals Appliances will beat it. Every time, guaranteed. When you need appliances, make your first stop your last stop. Good Deals Appliances. 3 locations to serve you. 41 at Gladiolus in Fort Myers, Pine Island Road in Cape Coral, and on Naples Boulevard near Lowe's and Costco in Naples.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Ever purchased an online item and either it doesn't fit, has missing parts, or became damaged? Trying to save a few bucks can end up costing more. My Shower Door is a locally owned and operated family business that measures, manufactures, and installs our own brand of frameless shower doors right here in Southwest Florida. And we were just named Lee County's Manufacturer of the Year. With almost 80,000 shower doors installed, we have the experience and expertise. Plus, estimates are always free. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdoor.com.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
So you're a small business, or a big one. You were thriving, but then, you encountered an obstacle. So how do you bounce back? You don't. You bounce forward. Time to think, plan, pivot. With Comcast Business and powerful connectivity, get serious internet that lets you go bigger. All powered by the nation's largest gig speed network. So you can do more searching, more sharing, more shipping. Which means you've got more time for planning, for making, for running the show. That sounds great if everyone's in the office. But what if no one's in the office? Bring the office to them. From bandwidth at HQ to bandwidth at home. But is your network secure? Of course it's secure. It helps protect connected devices. But how do you do this? You don't do this. We do this together. Be fast, be flexible, be ready for what's next, and bounce forward with Comcast Business. Go to ComcastBusiness.com to learn more.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Oh, man, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. Thank you for making this program the start of your day. For some, even finishing out the day. Watching, we are on... we're on Facebook, facebook.com/Drew Steele Radio. You can watch there. You can go to drewsteele.com, Steele with 3 E's, DREWSTEELE.com. You can go to the website, and there we stream as well. So you can have it on your phone, and you can have it on your iPad, your computer, at work, or whatever you're doing right now. So just go to drewsteele.com, Steele with 3 E's, and you can watch right from the website. Plus YouTube, Drew Steele Radio as well. Wherever you want to watch, that's fine. You know, it's somebody mentioned the comments and the reactions through Facebook and YouTube are priceless in some cases, and they just duke it out right there, and it becomes what, Jake? What did somebody say? It was pretty funny. What did they say?
To find it because
well, just paraphrase. What did they say?
But he was basically saying, "Hey, you guys need to calm down because this is the wrong place for free speech. This is the Drew Steele show."
The only place Drew Steele is when you go to these comments and reactions. This is the only place we can speak freely. So stop it. They're like duking it out amongst themselves. It's a fun place to be, I think. I don't know. All right, time right now for the top 5 audio clips of the day. Here we go. It's the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5. Oh, I hope historically we will find out who he's beholden to, who pulls his strings. I would love to see his phone records to see whether he was talking to Putin the day that the insurgents invaded our capital.
Yeah, that's Hillary Clinton from her podcast. I don't even want to tell you what the name of it is, but she's got a podcast and she's talking to Nancy Pelosi, and the conversation was about investigations like a 9/11 commission to determine Trump's ties to Putin. And how she would like to get his phone records to see if he was calling while the siege on Capitol Hill was happening there at the Capitol building. Like, she's serious in 2 ways. Number one, like, here's some breaking news for everybody, by the way.
Breaking news.
A bombshell. I don't know if you know this, but when Donald Trump is speaking to the American people and speaking to family members and friends and everything, he talks the way he talks. You know how he talks, you know how he speaks, right? But did you know that there's some breaking news here that when he's on with Vladimir Putin, he's like, Vladimir, I think I'm not sure what I should tell the people to do next. What do I do? I mean, I don't know if that, but yeah. Is that what you're suggesting, Hillary Clinton? Like, and then the second part of this is, hey, I'll tell you what, we can do that as soon as we can find out a little more about your emails and you know, some of your scandals. I don't know. There's many. It seems like in your time in office there was
the Uranium One scandal, the IRS targeting scandal, the Clinton Foundation Fusion GPS dossier.
I mean, there's plenty of things we can go. How about we do that?
Number 4.
What I want for my people, I just want patience and pace that we can get to the U.S. because they're having a new president. Where's Biden? He's going to help all of us. He's given us 100 days to get to the U.S. and give us legal mental paper so we can get a better life for our kids and family.
Nothing to worry about. Everything is fine. It's just CNN stopping one of the individuals with these caravans that are rushing, making their way through the Guatemalan border, like I described yesterday, rushing tens of thousands, getting through, busting through, no issues of health or anything like that, getting through, making their way to the border. That's one of them explaining that the reason why is because Joe Biden says we got 100 days to get here so we can get our papers so that we can. But no, nothing to see here. They're not doing that. They were on their way to Puerto Vallarta. That's all it was. And they thought that maybe, we'll stop. We'll have vacation. We're not going to the U.S. border. Are you kidding? That's not happening. That's not, what?
Number 3. They're not even following their own rules. I mean, how many people have gotten caught? Don't travel. Don't leave the state. Oh, here's so-and-so on a vacation. Don't go get a haircut. Oh, here's so-and-so at a salon. Don't eat out at a restaurant, unless you're wearing a mask and separate. Oh, here's a picture of the governor of California violating those rules. Oh, public schools are closed, but I can send my kids to a private school, in-person school. And it's like, I mean, for us to count on the government to help us out is becoming a joke at this point.
That's Aaron Rodgers. Last time I checked, Aaron Rodgers is still the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, he's canceled. He was describing the hypocrisy of government and government officials, namely Nancy Pelosi, Governor Newsom, and others, and the hypocrisy with COVID and the government policies of destroying people's lives and shutting it down to the point where there are Barstool Sports and others are trying to get money to businesses, real money in dollars and things that are going to happen that are going to change their businesses so that they can continue to survive in an environment where government is fixing the big mistakes that they created. And there's Aaron Rodgers calling out the hypocrisy. Hey, that's it. Can't watch Aaron Rodgers anymore. That's it. As a matter of fact, the whole Green Bay Packer team, no longer are you allowed to watch the team. As a matter of fact, let's just forget the NFL. Forget all sports, everything. Forget about kids. Forget about kids that play sports. Forget about I can keep going.
Number 2.
This morning, I was reading about this on my Twitter account, I guess, and people were reminding people of Anwar Sadat and Indira Gandhi, who were killed by their own people. I was thinking the Guard is 90 some odd %, I believe, male. Only about 20% of white males voted for Biden. You got to figure that in the Guard, which is predominantly more conservative, and I see that on my social media, and we know it. They're probably not more than 25% of the people that are there protecting us who voted for Biden. The other 75% are in the class that would be the large class of folks who might want to do something.
That might want to do something. That is Democrat Representative Steve Cohen of Tennessee on CNN, claiming without any evidence, just because he went onto his social media feed and people were saying this to him, so he repeats it, that because there are so many white individuals that are there in the National Guard, and a lot of them voted for Donald Trump, and there's a whole lot of white conservatives in there as well, that there's a chance that maybe, possibly, they might do something. Now, does he get censured? Does he still get voted into office? Is there anybody in the media that will push back against what he said? No, not at all. Not at all. It's perfectly fine. Do you see how the game is played? Vile, disgusting, outrageous. But for Democrats, that's the MO.
Number 1.
We have a president-elect in Joe Biden who clearly is not the Joe Biden of 10 years ago. He's not even the Joe Biden of 5 years ago when it comes to policy issues. We saw him raise his hand during the Democratic primary for some really radical ideas. The progressives have clearly taken over him, and I think that that's why he won. They wanted someone who had a name that they could control, and Susan Rice being right there at the White House to be the shadow president is probably exactly where she wants to be.
Whoa, that is Ric Grenell, former acting director of National Intelligence, who had quite the prediction about the shadow president being Susan Rice. Oh, what about that?
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
I wanted to talk a little bit more about that because, man, that is, Ooh, that is provocative. That's the kind of thing that here I am on conservative radio. And can I even say that as an opinion host, someone who has an opinion? Am I allowed to say that? Hey, can I put that out on social media? Can I send that in an email? Can I make a phone call to somebody that I know and tell them about what was said? Am I allowed to do all of these things? You know, in the current environment, you might be concerned about whether or not there's a future that involves you as somebody who supported the president of the United States, who currently still is, the MAGA movement, and the fact that the policies that were put in place by the president pre-COVID were on display and were working well. And now, because people have a problem with the messenger, we've got to throw out the message. That's how that works, because, you know, we're looking for perfect people to give us the message. Some might say we didn't even have perfect people in the Bible giving us messages, but yet we still understand the message and how important it is. You do, right? But I digress. So Ric Grenell brings up something that's interesting that I wanted to bring up to you, and it's this. I saw the headline this morning that says, "Make America California Again." That's Biden's plan. That's the LA Times, not in an editorial piece, not in an opinion piece. No. It is Evan Halper in the politics section. After 4 years of being relentlessly targeted by a Republican president who worked overtime to bait, punish, and marginalize California and everything it represents, the state is suddenly center stage again in Washington's policy arena. California is emerging as the de facto policy think tank of the Biden-Harris administration and of Congress, soon to be under Democrat control. That's rekindling past cliches about the state. Incubator of innovation, premier laboratory of democracy, land of big ideas, land of communism. I added the last part there. Even as it struggles with surging COVID-19 infections, a safety net frayed by the pandemic's toll, crushing housing costs and wildfires, all fueling an exodus of residents. Boy, that is some paragraph. So at the beginning of the paragraph, the cliches about how great California is, innovation, labs of democracy. That's rich coming from a one political ideology state. Laboratory of democracy, really? For one party, in a one-party state. And then at the same time, talks about the struggles with COVID. Same population, just about, Florida, California, draconian lockdowns there, not here. Big difference going on. Those are the people in charge. Crushing housing costs, wildfires, these are the kind of things that the governor can fix. But, you know, because of the great policies there, I guess that, well, they're not getting fixed. There's no place an incoming administration is leaning on more heavily for inspiration in setting a progressive policy agenda. Make no mistake about it, that this Biden administration is going to be pushing progressive policies early and often, because 2022 is a new day, and I'm going to bring that up in just a second, because there's a light at the end of this tunnel. There's a silver lining here. Just follow me. But I have said time and time again, getting back to Ric Grenell and this Make America California Again. You might say, make America Obama again. Now, what does that mean? I've said time and time again, and I've said this in the past, and people have commented to me about this when I said, why is it that Barack Obama never left Washington, D.C.? Our founding fathers talked about this, the citizenry making their way to Washington, D.C., and then serving, and then going back home again. Why did Barack Obama never go home again? Why was he there in D.C.? Why is he still there in D.C.? Some have speculated that, man, it's easier to get things done and to be prepared and to help the swamp out when you're in the swamp. Like, why didn't he leave? It just feels weird. Even Devin Nunes back in November on Maria Bartiromo's show, Sunday Morning Futures, was saying it.
I would just point out to your viewers that President Obama is the only president that I know that only moved about a mile from the White House, set up shop, has all of his people there. So it's not just about how this is the first president that oversaw using a political campaign, using the FBI and DOJ to open an investigation into your rival campaign. That's as big of a fraud as you get in the history of the United States.
There's a lot of questions, right? There's a lot of questions that people have. Oh, no, we're not allowed. That is a conspiracy theory. That is the kind of stuff that conservatives talk about and Republicans talk about and Americans talk about. And we can't have that. No. We got to deprogram. We got to cleanse. We got to wash like bleach bit, like a cloth. Isn't that what Hillary said? It's about the cloth and beach splitting and whatever that's called. And whatever.
I'm really offended personally.
I know. It never gets old. But where the LA Times is saying, make America California again, some people are saying, make America Obama policy again. And it was Ric Grenell who brought something interesting up. He was like, you got Barack Obama still in Washington, D.C. You have all these questions about the people that are being brought into the Biden administration. And Ric Grenell says...
So Susan Rice has been tapped to do domestic policy. And what is really interesting about that is she's got no experience in domestic policy. She is going to be somebody who is incredibly influential. Remember that she was National Security Advisor, so she knows that entire apparatus. We were told that she wanted to be Secretary of State in the Obama administration. They were making moves towards that, but she didn't have the votes, so they backed off on that. And so I think the reality is she's going to be running foreign policy, domestic policy. She's probably extremely happy that Kamala Harris is going to be preoccupied with the Senate, trying to manage 50-50, being the 101st senator there, and won't have a lot of time to get into policy issues. So I think you need to watch Susan Rice very closely. She will be the shadow president.
Whoa. That just provocative talk coming from the former acting director of National Intelligence. Susan Rice involved in a lot. Susan Rice close to the former administration, the Obama administration, and all the people that are being plugged in that from California, make America California again, that whole idea. All the people coming from the Progressive Party, and then Susan Rice and others that are being tapped for positions that seem to be very odd for their skill set. I don't know. Are these questions we can ask? We got to keep an eye on that story. But again, I'm bringing all of this up with and kind of bringing it around to this point. That even though we know that the Biden administration is going to push progressive policies that we've already heard about, and you've heard about it on this program and across this network of personalities here about the first 100 days and the things that will be coming our way. We're also in 2022 election season right now, everybody. And I'm just telling you this. There's a way to make the change in D.C. It could go from what we see now to Congress and Democrats' hands by a slim margin. I mean, it's pretty slim, right? To a President Biden. And just like that, it could be Congress in the hands of Republicans if we make the right choices for the next 18 months. And 2022 is coming fast. And all we have to do is make sure that we vet people like we've never vetted them before, that we know who these individuals are that are running for offices at a local level, at a state level, the things that we are tangible to us locally and the things that we can control, and then on a federal level to keep an eye on those that want to run, those that want to be in the arena, and people that are willing to get there and get dirty and fight, ideologically speaking. And not put up with which I hope is not going to be a GOP that just wants to go back to, Mitt Romney, calm, normal, nice guy, binders filled with women. That was the most, the harshest thing. Can we just go back to that? I just say no. 239-479-5592. Do we have to go? Do we got traffic? Are we okay? What do we got to do? She's there. No, she's not. Oh, yes, she's there. Matt Devitt is there, and he's got the remainder of our forecast today.
After a chillier start to your Tuesday morning with 40s and 50s, a nice rebound, 74 degrees, a